Action!
Yo, Original OC with you on the Original OC channel. What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. What's up? We got breaking news here, breaking news, and exclusive here on the Original OC channel. Rolex filing fresh lawsuits against dealers for hawking fake bezels and fake dials. That's true. It's true. Unbelievable, but true. Rolex filing a series of fresh, hard-hitting lawsuits against dealers in California for selling counterfeit dials and counterfeit bezels. And we have the full lawsuit. We have the full lawsuit, which is kind of tedious and laborious. It's like 59 pages, which we will not go through, but we have it. We have the entire lawsuit, and we can, if we want to, go through it line by line. Line by line. But we don't have to. But we will be covering a news article / synopsis of the story. Huge shout out to one of my viewers / subscribers / supporters. Really, really great supporter for alerting me. And sending me the inside information. And huge shout out to Brody, who is one of the attorneys that we have on retainer here at the colony, who retrieved all of the legal documentation. We have about 400 pages of filings and exhibits and all kinds of stuff, but we're not going to share all the tedious stuff with you. We have a 59-page lawsuit, and we have like 50 exhibits, and we have, listen, Rolex is going to put the screws to these people. Absolutely. Rolex is going to sue these guys into oblivion. It's going to be good stuff. So stay tuned. All that stuff's coming up in 5 minutes. But first, I would like to welcome Logan Hall, who's also a member. By the way, quick reminder to upvote the live stream. Please upvote the live stream. If we have over 20 people watching, let's have 10 likes. Let's have 10 likes. I want to thank all my members. I will drop the link to the memberships in the chat. Please, if you don't have a star next to your name, please consider becoming a member of the greatest watch channel in the world. And if you're already a member of Tea and Tickers, then consider becoming a member here, the second or third best watch channel. Thank you, Logan. John D is in the chat. Damn it, Logan beat me. You're second. What's up, John D? Good to have you here. Hey, middle class guy. What's up, Constance? Constance Kwong is in the chat, also known as Middle Class Guy. He's a member. I thought we were done talking about Rolex Bezels. Yeah, well, but this is actually a legitimate issue where Rolex has filed lawsuits against some dealers in California for selling counterfeit bezels and dials. Most importantly, dials. We got Old Timey in the chat. What's up, Old Timey? We got BW representing the Florida crew. What's up? Shocked that people would make fake dials and bezels. Terrible. Yeah, it's a shocking development. A fairly new development that only started within the past 6 months, that people decided to start faking dials. A completely new development. Got Bella Brandy in the chat. Much love and respect, OC. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, Bella. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Forgive me for a second. I just need to do a couple of quick administrative things. By the way, quick audio check. Quick audio check. Do I sound amazing? Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Hey, we got DL Farms in the chat. What's up, DL? Holy crap, 27 people watching? Cool. Hey, Skip Intros in the chat. Audio is great. Thank you for the audio check, Skip Intro. Skip Intro is one of my amazing supporters. Really, really appreciate it. Eddie Mao's in the chat. What's up, Eddie Mao? Got Vimal in the chat as well. Vimal says, I am not a mega expert on dials. That's the quote. Yeah, probably won't hold water in court. Yeah, Vimal is referring to the recent incident with Menta watches. We did a live stream about that a few days ago. Menta watches. Adam Goldman. Hey, I don't know the guy. You know, I'm not going to trash him. Does he have the best reputation on the market? I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys. He's known. I think he does. I think legitimately have a reputation. I don't think he'll deny this of swapping out dials and bezels and putting together Franken watches. I think that's something that he's proud of. That he puts together. He calls them project pieces. They're project pieces, guys. You know, you take a fake. You take a dial from here and a bezel from there. You take some pushers from this one. You put it in this case, and voila, you've got a magic Daytona, a magic rare Daytona. So he's not an expert. I mean, I thought he was a vintage expert, especially a vintage Daytona expert. But then his excuse was, "Hey, I'm not an expert on Conjar dials." But listen, some of these dealers aren't experts on. Listen, some of these dealers, they know what they're doing. They're selling, they make and distribute counterfeit dials and bezels. But thank you, Skip Intro, for being such a great member. Really appreciate it. Hey, look, Real World Curly in the chat. Hello, OC. Hello, chat. I have upvoted Lunch and Sizzling Watch Talk. My boredom has gone away. That's right. Listen, if you want to watch other live streams that are more like salacious, like live streams where you're picking up streetwalkers and engaging with drug addicts, you know, in the ghetto. Hey, there's some live streams for you. No offense to the people who are doing them. Those, you know, I think the people are funny and entertaining guys, but that's not my cup of tea. We're here for real watch talk, serious watch talk for the serious collector. But actually, the motto of the channel is Smart Watch Talk. Smart Watch Talk for the smart collector. Franken watches, says Skip Intro, is one thing, but fake Franken, that's right, is a whole nother level of terrible. That's right. The project watches are dubious at best, but the counterfeit dials and bezels are just egregious. By the way, you want to take a look at an example? Hold on a second. Take a look at this thing. It's the thumbnail of today's live stream. Look at this garbage. Look at this fucking garbage. I'm glad Rolex is suing these guys into oblivion. You know, I want Rolex to sue these guys into oblivion. Uh, Fucking hideous. And we have the full lawsuit. We have the full 59-page lawsuit that was filed against the company that sold this as an authentic, genuine Rolex watch. And Rolex investigators listen, Rolex is famous for having secret shoppers, but they also have investigators. That's right, investigators that are on retainer that go out and buy these watches. So Rolex can file lawsuits. And I'm going to keep saying it over and over again because it's a phrase I love saying: sue them into oblivion. That's what they should do. We got Pip in the chat. What's up, Pip? Shout out to Pip and Mrs. Pip. This is worse than anything on 47th Street. Way worse. I mean, for them to put, look at the coronet on this thing. I mean, the whole thing is just fucking egregious. It's a disaster. Oh, by the way, there's something I wanted to bring up because it was mentioned on a live stream the other day. How do I bring this up? How do I deal with this issue? Take it off the screen. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. I'll take it off. Hold on a second. All right, let me share. Let me see if I can do this without getting in trouble. All right, I think I can. Let me get this off the screen quick. OC, get it off the screen. All right, let's pull up something else here. All right. Let me share this. Can I make this any bigger? I should be able to. Hold on a second. What is this? WhatsApp? Let's do this. Give me a sec here. Nope, that's not good. That was the Zoom feature. All right. Let me open this in another app and let me drop it into a new tab. That'll make it easier. Boom. Let's just go back to, I'll go back to Internet Explorer. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, because this was brought up and I have to address it. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Boom, boom. All right, so this was a comment. It says, good morning, Paul Pluter. Can you please play the clip sent to your WhatsApp? So this was a clip of me commenting on Archie's collection. And listen, Archie and I talked behind the scenes. We met in Geneva and we talked about his collection. And listen, he's the OG. A lot of people got into collecting because of Archie. A lot of people, and he's the OG of watch YouTube. So a lot of people really looked up to him, in the pre-COVID and even during COVID, for getting their inspiration for watch collecting. So, no one can take that away from him. But I did see a thing where he had pulled up this particular 3-piece component of his collection, which has this monstrous I'll be polite. I'll be polite. It's a big hunk of gold brigade. Some people like these brigades, right? Um, it's a big hunk of gold. This brigade isn't. How do I say it politely? Isn't my cup of tea. I prefer the tradition. I love the tradition. If I'm going to get a brigade, I'm going to get a tradition. And then he also has the two-tone bluesy, beautiful watch, two-tone blue. But this is one of the older two-tone bluesies. I think has the. I'm not sure if this even has the ceramic bezel. Does it? Looks like it does. It has the gold writing. It looks like ceramic bezel, but with the gold writing. So it's the previous reference, the 116. And then he has a Patek Philippe, which hey, I love Patek Philippe, and I do love their world time complication. But this watch is one of their less attractive world times. Let's just be honest. It's just like this is like the 5130. This is, it's got the crown guards. This is one of the ugly ones. I mean, the better one is I think it's the 5230, right? Patek 5230. Yeah, the 5230 is way better. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I almost purchased the 5230p, which is a platinum world time with a gorgeous blue dial. I came very, very close to buying one in London, but we couldn't agree on the price. And by the way, just recently, someone sent me a listing of a 5230p world time for $47,000. $47,000, which is unbelievably cheap. When I was in London, there was a dealer there. Well, BQ watches. I was talking to BQ watches. They wanted 60,000 for their 5230p. I offered 50. Okay, so now it's 47. That should be the watch. That should be the watch that Archie has in his collection, not this old 5130 reference. Right? So listen, this isn't his best three-piece. I'll be honest. But there are people that do like some of these pieces, and you know that it's all good. It's all good. Let's see who we have. Comments here from John D. I know John D is a big defender of Breguet. The Breguet Type XX1, which is different than the XXX. The triple X, that's not allowed to be shown on the screen. Yeah, the triple X is a bad model. Adults only. But the XX1, also known as the Type 21, is the brand attempting to work on their sports line, and it wasn't great. And I love almost all things Breguet. Now, John D, I appreciate the honest opinion. The honest opinion is like, and he's a huge fan of Breguet, but even he says, you know what? This is dog shit. Now, Archie, man, come on, man. This is dog shit. And that world time is ugly. That is an awful world time. No one seeking to have a Patek Philippe world time in their collection should choose the 5130. That's inferior, an inferior reference. I would say buy the 5230. And if just get the 5230p, that's a fucking awesome watch. Okay. Now, all that being said, there was an image that was brought up. Let me see if I can get it here. Hold on one second. Let me find it. Now, this wasn't me doing this. This is someone else. And so JJ at one point had this three-piece in his collection. Can you guys see this? Now, this is JJ. Now, let me see just a second. Now, someone asked me, how does that look on the screen? Pretty good. Now, someone asked me, what do you think of this three-piece collection compared to Archie's? Now, Archie, I just have to keep it real, guys. I have to keep it real. Okay. All right. I'm keeping it real here. Uh, so this is a Rolex, a Breguet, and a Patek Philippe. It's the same three brands in Archie's three piece that he likes to show. But this, and I don't know if JJ has these in his collection or not. I think he's probably moved on and streamlined his collection since then. But look at this, a yellow gold date deconstructed Romans with the white dial. Fuck! That's awesome. I love that one. I love the yellow gold date with the white dial. I also love it with the silver dial. I also love it with the green dial, you know. So I think the yellow gold date is an awesome piece. And then here he has the Breguet Tradition. I love the Breguet Tradition. This one has the retrograde, it looks like the retrograde seconds up along the top left there. I love the boutique edition, which has the blue dial. And then that's the silver dial. Okay, cool. Silver dial. I like the silver dial. Silver dial is cool. It creates a little bit of contrast. Thank you, Logjam, too. And then on the right, one of the most beautiful Patek Philippe chronographs. It's is this a manual wind chronograph with the syringe hands? It doesn't have cutoff 3 or a cutoff 9. All of the indices are complete. You got the full 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. What a fucking awesome watch. So someone asked me, like, hey, how do you think about this three-piece compared to Archie's? Listen, the date blows away the two-tone bluesy. That's just a sad reality. It does. This Breguet is now Archie has a Breguet that's similar to this, to his credit, but compared to that giant ugly thing that he has, just to refresh your recollection, he has this thing. And then to compare, this ugly world time to this beautiful chronograph, it's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. As he says, it's the 5172G, which is a beautiful white gold chronograph. Now, let's do a poll. Let's do a quick poll. Listen, because maybe I'm off the mark here. Maybe I'm wrong. Whose three-piece collection? Listen, I'm just gonna say it. Whose three-piece collection is better? JJ's date, Breguet, and Patek Chrono, or Archie's bluesy Breguet and world time. All right. Boom. Start the poll. And if you want to join me on the panel for commentary, boom. There is the link to the panel. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. We'll get to, we have 40 people watching. Maybe we'll get to 15 or 20 votes. When we get to 20 votes, we'll close the poll. Now, I do have to admit, I think JJ's three-piece is way better. That's nothing against. I think Archie should sell almost everything in his collection. And I've told him this privately. He said, OC, what should I, what should I do? What should I? And I tell him, listen, these things are bad watches. You're the, you know, when I started watching YouTube, he was the guy that used to have, he had 5 Patek Philippe's. He used to be Mr. Patek Philippe. How can he have, this dog shit 3-piece? It's awful. Come on, man. And actually, I'll show you his whole collection. And the funny thing is, at some point, the super chat came up, said, "Hey, tell me about respond to OC's criticism." And the funny thing is, like, the chat pretty much agreed with me. Of course, you know, JJ's 3-piece is way better. But listen, let's maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm way wrong. Let's see how you guys vote in the poll. Let's see you guys how you vote in the poll. Let's get to at least 20 votes. But everybody watching right now, every single person watching, please vote in the poll. I want to get to, let's try for at least 25 votes, because I want statistical significance, right? Statistical significance. Okay, so just to refresh your recollection, this is JJ's 3-piece right here. This is the yellow gold day date, the Breguet tradition, and the Patek Philippe chronograph. Beautiful chronograph. The 5172 chronograph. John D in the chat says JJ has these 3. Oof, killer collection for a small tree. Actually, I think he's moved on from these particular 3. He also had an FP Journe. Famously had an FP Journe, and when the scandal broke with FP Journe's comments, and I'm not going to repeat the comments because I don't know exactly what he said, but I think it's quite clear that he said something that was offensive to certain races. Then JJ, he had a conscience and said, "Listen, I don't want this FP Journe in my collection." To his credit, hard to knock any of those. The retrograde seconds on the Breguet also has the coolest classic rotor shape. Thank you, John D. Hey, got SE in the chat. Got Mikey Cassio. A lot of people filing in here. Grandmaster Chime. What's up? So yeah. So and then Archie's, just to show you Archie's, he's got this big gargantuan. It's a big hunk of gold. I felt it. It's a heavy thing. Big hunk of gold. It's a Breguet. What do they call it? Is that Type 21 or is that Master Compressor? I don't know what the fuck it's called. Then he has an old bluesy with the gold writing, not the current reference, and then this less desirable, one of the less desirable references of the world time, the one with the ugly crown guards, the ugly case. Even people who have had world times will tell you that's not the one to buy. Do never buy a 5130. Terrible. You have better choices than that. Better choices. Let's see how you guys are doing in the poll. Let's see. We have 30 votes. 30 votes. Let's end the poll. Boom. We got 30 votes, which is way more than statistical significance. And the results of the poll are as follows. Who has the better 3-piece collection? JJ's 90%, Archie's 10%. Boom. I think that pretty much, I don't think you could ever have an election or run a poll where it was that lopsided. Okay. I don't think you could ever run a poll on any topic and have it be 90-10. And we have the most knowledgeable collectors here on this channel. Guys, upvote the live stream. If there's 50 people watching, we should have at least 35 likes. I'm going to refresh right now, and I'm going to refresh, and I want to see 35 likes. I'm seeing 25, guys. I'm seeing 25. We need 35 likes. We need all the lurkers. Come on, guys. If there are lurkers out there, upvote the live stream. I love the comments. Pip says, I have a Watch Colony pin that would beat Archie's collection. Okay, so I think based on the votes, I was right. No offense to Archie, but listen, he should sell a bunch of this shit. You know, I mean, everybody keeps telling him, you've got an awful collection. It's a bunch of garbage. You know, start over. Now, the funny thing is, the super funny thing is there's this guy on the panel. I don't know who he is, but there's this guy on the bottom left. And I don't want to mention his name. I just want to respect his privacy. But I will play what he says. I will play what he says. Are you ready? Let's do this. And let's turn on the closed captioning. And let's share this. And boom. Got up on the screen here. Now, this guy on the panel is going to respond because during the live stream, they played a clip of me saying like, hey, like JJ's 3-piece is way better than Archie's. Archie should get rid of all of his shit. And 90% of you agree with me. And let's see what this guy on the panel says. This guy is Archie's guest on the panel. Here's what he says.
With you, Archie, if you actually are considering consolidating any of your pieces, I would say keep at least 4 watches.
So, in other words, like of the 10 or 12 watches that he has in his collection, this guy's saying get rid of at least 2/3 of it and keep only 4. So, in other words, all the rest are garbage.
And the 4 watches you should keep would be the Explorer 2, the Submariner.
I agree. The Explorer 2.
Submariner.
The Sumana. The Sumana. The Sumana.
The Explorer 2, the Submariner, the Zenith, and the Speedmaster.
Okay, now I disagree with this. I think the Speedmaster he should keep. The Explorer 2 he should keep. That's the Polar, the beautiful Polar, white dial Explorer 2. The Submariner to which he's referring is the Bluesy, the 2-tone Bluesy. Like, I mean, that's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. The Zenith is an open heart. It's a really ugly Chronomaster, really ugly El Primero Chronomaster. And let's just see. I think maybe he pulls up his whole collection here so we can kind of look at the entire thing. Let him pull it up here. So this is him showing JJ's, and I mean, I don't think there's any doubt that JJ's crushes his 3-piece. Here's him showing his ugly 3-piece there. Well, I mean, they're not all ugly, but they're just, no competition. No competition at all. Okay, now here is Archie's collection. Here's Archie's collection. You tell me what he should keep and what he should get rid of in the chat. Now this is a 9-piece. He has a 9-piece collection. Sorry if this the super chat is blocking it. But you can see what he has in his collection. He has the ugly World Time, the old reference 5130. He has a Speedmaster, the Polar Explorer 2, the two-tone bluesy, that really ugly Brigade. Then he has the hideous open heart Zenith. Now I have a Zenith El Primero Chronomaster, but it's a beautiful one without the ugly open heart. He has a disgusting Tudor Black Bay. He has not the best Reverso in the world. It's an okay one. And then he has what has to be one of the ugliest JLCs in history. Let's just see what it looks like here. Let me pull it into a new tab. Here's a close-up on it so you can see what it looks like. I don't even know what this is called. What the hell is this? Does anybody know? Is this a JLC like master compressor or what? I don't even know what but this is one of the most hideous JLCs that you could ever purchase. No offense to anybody who has one. What do you guys think, though? But what do you guys think? Let me just show you again. This is Archie's 9-piece. I tell you this, I would get rid of that ugly World Time. And I would get a different Patek Philippe. If you really want the World Time, you get a 5230. Keep the Speedmaster, keep the Polar. If he likes the bluesy, fine, keep the bluesy. It's a Rolex. You can't go wrong with Rolex. That Brigade is hideous. Get rid of the open heart, get rid of the Tudor, get rid of the JLC, both JLCs. I mean, he has he can do so much better. This is garbage. Absolute garbage. He could go down to 4. I think he has even more pieces than this. I think he has even two, like another. There's like a couple more Brigades. I don't know, but this is not a collection. This is not a collection of which he should be proud. But I listen. I love. You know, he and I are friends. He's always got a friend in me. You know that. He knows that. He's always got a friend in me. You got a friend in OC. But you got to keep it real. You got to keep it real, right? And, you know, watch collecting cannot be about looking for every single thing on a checkbox to make compromises. Okay? It can't be, let's find all the reasons possible to buy a watch for the cheapest price possible. You know, let's get an old reference so I can save money. You know, let's get an old watch in bad condition to save money. You know, let's get an ugly JLC. You know, it's like, come on, guys. I got Peruka in the chat. What's up, Peruka? Got Matthias. Got Wristwatch Holic. Dubai Expat is in the chat. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Archie is limited to what his local watch shop has to offer. That's true. Like, I understand that he doesn't buy anything at retail, that he doesn't have relationships with authorized dealers, that they don't, that he's been, I think, blacklisted, or he's been precluded, fairly or unfairly, maybe unfairly, precluded from buying directly from authorized dealers because of his video content in the past, trashing brands, trashing Rolex, trashing dealers and things like that. But I know that deep down inside, he's a fan. He's a fan of Rolex. He's a fan of Patek, even though he's not allowed to buy from the authorized dealers. But he rarely ever buys anything out of the country. Not saying this to defend Archie, just saying his purchasing situation is narrow. Nah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I think he should be able to buy great pieces. I'm sure he has the ability to source incredible pieces. You shouldn't just be relegated to buying undesirable pieces. You know, just because something is cheap, that doesn't make it mean it's a good value. You know, if something's ugly and cheap and old and not attractive and undesirable, that doesn't make it good value. Good value is buying something that is luxury. You know, and luxury means not compromising. Not compromising. Dubai Expat says the first 4 plus the reverso. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Got Captain in the chat. What's up, Captain? Yeah. But this collection is not good. It's not great. He could do a lot better. And I'm not going to apologize for saying that JJ's 3-piece, that his Rolex, Breguet, and Patek are light years ahead of Archie's 3-piece. I mean, so, and I know, and 90% of you agree. So there you go. Any other commentary needed on this? I don't think so. Even the guy on the panel agrees. Even the guy on the panel said, you know,
that's what I do not understand in the list.
Archie goes, I don't understand.
Facts from. That's what I do not. And they just, I don't understand where they get their facts. Is incredible. They
Anyway,
understand.
I don't understand. Okay. So that's how I feel about that. And I think I've been vindicated. I think my position has been vindicated. 90% of you agree that JJ's 3-piece was better. I think the Speedy should stay. I think the White Polar should stay. And I think the Bluesy I'm on the fence about. But I say, okay, it's a Rolex, so it's awesome. So keep it, even though it's the one with the gold text, the old reference. It's not, it's the one with the fatter lugs. The super case. It's the super case. Other than that, I would say ditch the rest. Ditch the rest. Keep the 3 on the top and the middle. Get rid of the rest. Got DP in the chat. DP says, do not like the observatory, the hour hand style on the word. That's called an observatory hand. Observatory hour hand. And it's ugly. It's ugly. There's no reason. I don't know why he didn't consult with people. He should have consulted with me. You know, I would have given him great advice. But he did not. He did not ask me my opinion before he bought the 5130. I think any reasonable Patek Philippe expert would tell you that's a compromise. That's a compromise reference. I think if you talk to a Patek Philippe expert, they would tell you go with the 5230. It's more modern. It doesn't have the ugly crown guards. Just a better reference. And I don't know anything about Patek. So there you go. Does anybody, if you disagree with me or if you agree, jump on the panel. Jump on the panel. Over 50 people watching. We did blow past the 35 likes. So thank you for that. And now we can transition to the story of the day. Let me see if I can find it. The story of the day is Here we go. Boom. Rolex files a slew of new lawsuits against retailers for selling counterfeit watches. Breaking news here on the OC channel. Rolex has filed new lawsuits and accusing retailers of selling counterfeit watches. We have the full 59-page lawsuit, thanks to Brody, who is one of the attorneys on retainer here at the Colony. Thank you, Brody. Pip asks, "What's that consolidation worth if he tried to consolidate?" Great question. Let's. That's a good question. Let's go back to that. Here's what I'll do. Let me bump up the quality. Bump up the quality here so you guys can really appreciate this. What is this collection worth if he tried to consolidate? Okay. The world time, I would say, is worth about I don't know, 25 grand. Trade price, 25 grand, maybe less. I don't know. That's a pretty undesirable reference. I don't know. Maybe 30. I can be generous and say 30. The Speedmaster he should keep. The Polar he should keep. The Beluzi's worth about 10 or 12, something like that. The Breguet, I have no idea what that's worth. I mean, if it's worth 10,000, you should get rid of it. I mean, anything. I mean, melt it for gold. Do something. It's I don't know what that's worth, but if you could get anything over 10,000 for it, I'd get rid of it. The Zenith Open Heart, that's probably worth about 3,000, maybe 2,000 or 3,000. The Tudor is probably worthless. Let's be honest, and he might be able to get $500 for it on trade, maybe $750. The Reverso, if that's a steel Reverso, it's probably worth like 3 or 4 grand tops. And that ugly JLC, it's probably I don't know, I don't know, 5 grand, something like that. So it's not a powerful collection. It's a lot of cheap garbage here. So I don't know. So like 20 plus 10. I mean, he maybe has like 40 or 50,000 tops. I don't know. But for 40 or 50,000, you could get a fantastic 5320 perpetual calendar, on the secondary. He could get himself a Day-Date, Why doesn't he have a Day-Date in his collection? I thought he was, he's Archie luxury. Why doesn't he have a Rolex Day-Date? I don't know, man. Speaking of Rolex Day-Date, that's right. How come Archie doesn't have one of these babies? Platinum Day-Date. That's right. Check it out. Yeah. Now we're talking. Oops. Let's not do that. Let's show me full screen. Full screen me, OC. There we go. Look at that. That's a watch you have in your collection. Look at that. Ice blue, platinum, baby. That. Feel the heft. Can you feel that? Feel the heft. Oh, yeah. That's a collection. I'll put my collection up against, I'll put my collection up against anybody's. Pick your top 5 pieces and I'll pick my top 5 pieces. That'd be fun. My collection is pretty fucking awesome. Yeah, Oyster Flex Daytona, Platinum Day-Date, Patek Philippe annual calendar. The good one. The good one with the blue dial and white gold. Not some old, crusty fucking white gold one, from like 10 years ago, or a rose gold one from 10 years ago. No. I'm not going to buy a fucking garbage one for 39 grand just because it's old. Fuck no. I have the best one. And I get the best date. Let's put this puppy on the wrist. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can feel it. You can feel the power. Feel the power, baby. All right. The gold JLC Chrono selling pre-owned at 19,000. Really? I'd sell it. If you could get a penny over 12,000 for that thing, I'd get rid of it in a friggin' heartbeat. Hey, by the way, Skip Intro says the new Pope has a strong resemblance to you. I have gotten so many messages about that. I've gotten a lot of references. As a matter of fact, I've heard that the new Pope, Pope Leo, has reached out to Oliver Peoples to outfit him with a new sunglass collection. Now, if he did that, the guy's going to be a fucking dead ringer for me. So, I don't know, man. Pretty soon he'll be rocking Oliver Peoples and Skechers, and you won't be able to tell the difference. He's copping my look. Anyway, let's get back to the story of the day. Rolex has filed lawsuits against dealers who got caught selling counterfeit watches, and Rolex is now suing them into oblivion. All right, I have a picture of Pope Leo. Hold on a second, let me see if I can find it. If anybody watching has a fresh picture of Pope Leo that they want to send to me, let me just find it here. It's too hard to find pictures. Too hard to find stuff, I gotta say. Well, maybe it's in this other chat. Give me a second. Let me see here. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Diego. Oh, here's a good one. Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, this kind of does look like me. I have to be totally honest with you. I mean, here's what I would do. Take a look at this here. Oh man. What did I get myself into? Okay. Now, first of all, I don't keep my beard that long. I keep my beard like a stubble. Okay. So see my beard, I keep it stubble length. but oh, the shape of his head is like pretty similar to mine, I gotta say. And from a distance, yeah. If I put on glasses, I don't have my sunglasses are upstairs, but if I put on like these glasses, maybe. This guy better not get Oliver Peoples because it's kind of looks like me. I know what I'm going to be for Halloween. That's for sure. If I get one of these papal outfits, I could go to Times Square and I could charge $10 a picture. Skip intro. You want to send me some other pics? If you can find a better pic, send it to me. Well, you don't think that looks like me? I mean, I don't like the sunglasses. He should definitely get some Oliver Peoples. Okay, let's get back to the action. The story of the day. Yeah. In new suit, Rolex accuses online retailers of selling counterfeit watches. Rolex Watch USA has filed a new lawsuit against a network of watch resellers that accuses of flooding the market with counterfeit and deceptively altered Rolex timepieces. In the 29-page complaint, it's actually 59 pages when all is said and done. 59-page complaint filed in the Central District, California. I mean, Fifth Luxury, and then it goes on from there. Let's read through the article, shall we? Let's read through the article. Thank you very much to everyone who sent me this information. Brody has sent me the lawsuit, and shout out to my amazing supporter for alerting me to this breaking news. Rolex watch. By the way, shout out to also thefashionlaw.com, the source of this article, thefashionwatch.com. Okay, someone is sending me a picture. Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, you sent me. Oh, you sent me two pictures. I think the non-smiling one is better. Let me pull up the non-smiling one. Wait a minute. This is the same picture I have on the screen. Hold on a second. Oh, no, it's a different one. I don't like the glasses in this one. Hold on a second. Check out this picture. Another picture of the pontiff here, Pope Leo. Thank you, Maldives. Huge shout out to Maldives. Maldives is such an amazing supporter, such a cool guy, has always had my back, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so he's got more stubblish beard here. Dare I say I'm slightly more handsome, I think I'm slightly more handsome. What do you think? Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Now, part of this is because I'm wearing sunglasses to intentionally but there you go. What do you think? By the way, huge shout out to Kith. All right. Enough of that nonsense. Come on, guys. That doesn't look like me. I don't think so. Let's see if anybody else sent me pics. Oh my God. Look at this picture someone sent me. Holy shit. Do I even dare pull this one up? All right, I have to. Someone says, OC, you got to understand the Breguet looks great. You just have to put it on the right strap. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me see here. WhatsApp is acting crazy. Okay, hold on. Open a new app. Boom. This is not good. Do I really want to even show this? Ugh. What kind of strap is this? What the hell is he doing? Oh, man. This is an ugly. Is this the JLC? Or is this the Breguet? I can't even tell. They're both equally disastrous on the wrist. Let's make the Pontiff great again. Let's make the Pontiff great again. Look at this ugly collection. We need to make the Pontiff great again. Get rid of all of these except for the Speedy and the Polar. Absolute disaster. All right. Back to the news of the day. In case you just joined us, Rolex has filed fresh lawsuits against dealers for selling counterfeit watches. We have the full story, breaking story. We have the exclusive, and we have the full lawsuit. If we want to go through it. Rolex has filed a new lawsuit against a network of watch resellers it accuses of flooding the market with counterfeit and deceptively altered Rolex timepieces. In the complaint filed in the Central District of California, the luxury watchmaker alleges that a group of defendants, including S. Watches, listen, these guys will have their day in court, but they are known professionally as Swiss Wrist, First Class Dials, and Austin's Watches. Those three guys steer clear away from them, have engaged in an intentional, according to the lawsuit, quote, intentional, willful, and egregious campaign, unquote, to profit from unauthorized use of Rolex's trademarks and reputation for quality. At the heart of the trademark-centric complaint, Rolex claims that the defendants, through the websites SwissWrist.com, FirstClassDials.com, and AustinsWatches.com, have sold heavily altered or entirely fabricated Rolex-branded watches and parts, complete with counterfeit versions of Rolex's famed crown logo and other registered trademarks. Rolex describes the defendant's operations as, quote, online and offline web of counterfeit sales. Ooh, damning. An online and offline web of counterfeit sales, pointing to a coordinated use of social media and third-party marketplaces, social media including Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and YouTube, and marketplaces such as eBay, Walmart.com, and Chomo24. Here we have some examples. According to Rolex, these platforms feature timepieces that bear visible Rolex branding, but lack the quality, craftsmanship, and authentication that defines its watches. In one example cited in the complaint, Rolex claims that its investigators purchased a, quote, Rolex Datejust 26mm from SwissRista.com for over $4,200. Upon inspection, it determined that the watch had been extensively modified. The dial was not Rolex. And the bezel and the gem setting were substandard, and the key identifiers, including the model and serial number engravings, had been altered or fabricated. Rolex also accuses first-class dials of producing and selling imitation dials for various Rolex models, including a pink and white mother of pearl design, both of which featured counterfeit branding and inferior gem quality. The Swiss watch giant claims that such misrepresentations not only deceive consumers, but also damage its ability to control product quality and erode customer trust in the Rolex brand. This is damning allegations. Absolutely damning allegations. By the way, I want to say hi to Josh Polanski in the chat. Huge shout out to Josh Polanski. By the way, Josh Polanski has been featured in two collector conversations by 1916 Company. That's the quality of the viewers that we have here on the Original OC channel. If you just go to YouTube and search Josh Polanski collector conversation or Josh Polanski watch box, he's a mega collector, huge mega collector. And I'm proud to say I met Josh recently, and he's a super cool guy. Super cool guy. Thanks for typing something in the chat, Josh. I got Whole Milk in the chat. What's up, Whole Milk? Always good to have you here. Who else do we got? We got a great chat. Over 50 people watching in the middle of the day on the Original OC channel. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. Upvote the live stream. The complaint goes further with Rolex alleging that the defendants falsely advertised their products as, quote, 100% genuine or, quote, original. It's only one original around here, Original OC. Yeah, alleging that the defendants falsely advertised their products as original, claims that it argues are materially misleading and calculated to trade off its enormous, valuable goodwill. And here you have a whole bunch of fake bezels that these guys sell. It's outrageous that these guys try to get away with this. With the foregoing in mind, Rolex alleges trademark counterfeiting, claiming that the defendants use spurious marks that are identical or substantially indistinguishable from the registered trademarks, including the Rolex word mark, the crown logo, the words Datejust and Oyster Perpetual on unauthorized watches and parts. It also sets out claims for trademark infringement, unfair competition, and false advertising, pointing to misleading marketing claims that the counterfeit and modified products were 100% genuine or original Rolex items. Here we go. Are we ready to put the screws to these fuckers? Yes, we are. The company states it is the company being Rolex states it has suffered irreparable harm and seeks injunctive relief, destruction of the infringing goods, statutory damages of up to $2 million per counterfeit mark, and punitive damages. That's right. We want treble damages for what it describes as deliberate and malicious conduct. The case is Rolex Watch USA versus S. Watches LLC. That's 225 CV 03990, Central District of California. For all your lawyers out there, Rolex should sue these guys into oblivion. Please. Now, I also have the lawsuit. See here. Do I actually have the lawsuit handy? Do we even want to go through it? I mean, it's pretty laborious. Let's see here. Boom. By the way, this is on top of another case that recently happened, another ruling in France. Let's check this one out. This happened just last week. Just last week, court rules against Skeleton Concept in Rolex watch customization case. That's right. Skeleton Concept is one of these guys like Artisans de Genève or whatever, and they take watches and they modify them and they skeletonize them. They make them look like open work kind of things. So the French court sided with Rolex against this company, Skeleton Concept, and awarded Rolex substantial damages. Let the word be broadcast far and wide. If you think you're gonna take Rolex watches and put in fake dials and fake bezels, or modify the watches and claim that they are Rolex watches, you are in for a rude awakening, a very rude awakening. $2 million per counterfeit mark. No, I think it's $2 million for every example. They want $2 million for every example or every offense. That's right. Teach them a lesson. Put these fuckers out of business. That's what I say. What else was about this lawsuit here? Yeah, French court has sided with Rolex in one of its latest crackdowns on customizations. In a decision earlier this year, the Paris Judicial Court held that Skeleton Concept, which is one of those companies like Artisans de Genève, yeah, I'm going to lump them together, is liable for infringing on Rolex's trademark rights and engaging in unfair competition by way of extensive watch customization that go beyond what is legally permissible personalization. The court ordered Skeleton Concept to pay Rolex SA, which is Rolex in Geneva, and Rolex France, 710,000 euros in damages for modifying and marketing Rolex timepieces in a way that misleads consumers and undermines the brand's origin guarantee. That's right. Why would Rolex want someone putting out a picture of this garbage watch and claiming that it's Rolex along next to a card that says certificate of authenticity? What kind of bullshit is that? Absolute bullshit. Now, there's been a little bit, there's been some watch news today. Now I'm careful about covering news from brands that are not part of the approved brands, which is basically only Rolex and Patek Philippe at this point. But sometimes you have to shine a light on these brands to prove how ridiculous they are. So, although I like J as a brand, up, bro.
Greetings, OC.
How are you? I don't want to get you in. You're going to get in a lot of trouble for appearing on this channel. You know that.
Oh, we're talking watches, man. We're talking watches,
I
man.
don't want you to get. I don't want you to get the gulag treatment.
I'm used to it.
But let's get to the heart of the matter, because this was were you on the you weren't on the panel yesterday, but I don't know the name of this guy. What do you does he
Terry.
Okay, so Terry like agreed with me, and we ran a poll on this channel. Did you watch earlier the comparison between JJ's 3-piece and Archie's 3-piece?
No, and I just got here. I didn't see earlier.
Okay. So what happened was Archie put up a picture of his 3-piece collection, and it looks something like. See if I can find it here.
I did catch the clip of you bashing his world time. He didn't take that too well. He didn't take it too well. He's got the old world time.
Well, it is. Well, Kelso, let's be honest.
No, it's facts.
If you were searching for a
harsh facts.
If you were looking for a world time, you wouldn't advise him to buy that world time, would you?
If the price was right.
No, Kelso.
It's not a bad piece. Not a bad piece.
No. This whole idea of running down a checklist of things that you can use to deduct
I know what you mean.
price.
Ideally, if it was your choice, I think most people would choose a different one.
5230p.
I mean, yeah, I like. Oh, of course, that's a beautiful one. I even like tans with the gray inner dial.
Yeah, but that's also a 5230, right?
Right. I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
This one has the ugly crown guards. It's got the observatory hour hand. It's not the best one. So here's JJ's collection, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's a beautiful Rolex Date 8, yellow gold Date 8. Then the Brigade, the tradition, beautiful watch, and then this gorgeous 5172 chronograph. With a syringe hands. Gorgeous.
Great combo. Each metal's covered.
Yeah. Great combo for sure. And then you have let me see here. Let me see if I can find it. Well, let's see. Okay, let's how about this one? Then we have this is what Archie put up in comparison. It's like look, I've got a Brigade 2, and look, I've got a Rolex, and look, I've got a Patek.
Sure.
Now I said, listen, every single one of JJ's individually trounces this one, and the guy on the panel agreed. As a matter of fact, the guy on the panel said, sell everything in your collection except for 4 pieces. That's how brutal the collection review was. Now, we did a poll here on this channel. It was 90. We said, which collection is better, JJ's or Archie's? It was 90-10 Tesla. You know what kind of issue you have to put in front of the voter to get a 90-10 vote?
Those are overwhelming results. I gotta admit,
overwhelming. So let's go back to. I consider your expertise. I think is. I think you have good expertise. Let's pull up the collection again. Let's pull up the whole thing if we can find it. Okay. Now, he trusts your judgment. Which, let's say you had to. I'm going to say like most of these should be gone. I mean, I say like keep the Speedy and the Polar, and
pull it up for me. There it is.
Yeah.
Now this is the old one, I think.
Yeah, but does he have a new collection? Like has been
he's
refined since then?
Yeah, I made him a new. I made him a new collage.
Okay, this is what he pulled up. Did he pull up something later in the episode?
I think so, because he's got the 3 Breguets now.
Okay, let me scroll forward here, see if there's anything.
Maybe.
There's some car talk, Cadillac talk.
It might have been before the point you're at now.
Really?
Perhaps. No, Rusty's watching. Maybe he didn't pull it up.
Nope.
I mean, I keep telling him that that gold JLC's got to go. The one in the bottom right corner of this photo.
Well, that's a no-brainer. No-brainer.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. What about the Reverso? Do you see any? I mean, he could have.
I think that's already gone.
Okay, good. All right, good. So he's listening to us. Great. Now, what about the Tudor? Garbage, right?
That might be gone too.
Good. Now the Open Heart Zenith. That's one of the worst.
He's got that. Yeah. But that was cheap. That was like $3,000. I think he paid.
Well, it's because it's worthless.
It's filler.
It's terrible.
He's got to fill those boxes.
Get rid of it. And then the Breguet, as much as he says it's a hunk of gold on the wrist, it's great value. The one on the top right.
Right.
You're in agreement. Get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that can go.
And the World Time, you agree that he should have a different Patek, much better than that. If he sold some of the stuff, he could have a perpetual calendar like you, with the money that he gets from selling all this.
He likes the World Time though. He's had it for so long. It's like part of his identity almost.
I don't think that's wrong. You shouldn't want that as part of your identity.
Right.
There's a generation of watch collector that grew up watching him on YouTube. Why would he should be associated with something much grander than this? I would think he doesn't want to be associated with bargain basement.
He also I know Paul also has like a mental barrier. Maybe it's a financial barrier, but he just doesn't want to spend over $30,000 on a watch ever. Like $25K, $30K, like a gold sub. Or this Patek World Timer, he somehow caps out. He'd rather get more watches cheaper. That's just his way of doing it,
Sometimes that I disagree with that philosophy, especially now.
Me too.
Prices are dropping. I mean, look what you did. You had a Patek 5212 at one point. You also had what else did you have in your collection? Did you have a World Time too or no?
No. So I had the 5212 was my first Patek, and I traded that, and I had the new Cermet and that Glashütte. I traded all three plus a little cash for the 5320.
Nice. So why is it that you have a better Patek Philippe than the guy who invented Watch YouTube? Who, when I first started
different though. Watch, he had five
Patek Philippe's, and now you, a relatively new collector, but you've been collecting way longer than I have. You have one Patek that trounces his entire collection.
It's different for everyone because some people prefer the variety pack. They'd rather have 10 pretty damn good watches. For me, I'd rather have. I have 3. I have my Explorer, my Batman, and the 5320, and the Rolex don't even.
Those are 3 good watches.
They're very great watches. I love them. But some people would say, you're silly for having all that in one piece. You should spread that out over, $5,000-$10,000 watches.
Now it's all about consolidation and getting trading up to bigger.
That's how I feel. And you can only wear one at a time. For me, I'm always grabbing the best one most of the time. My favorite one. So why not just get, that one good one? I don't know. It's not for everyone though. Some people get bored with that.
Omar in the chat says he needs to get rid of the JLC, the Tudor, the Zenith, and that Breguet Type 20. Keep the rest. I disagree. I say he should also get rid of the World Time, replace it with a better World Time, or a different Patek altogether, and get rid of what else? I mean,
Now he's considering this Vacheron retrograde day date. You know, that 42 mil with the
really?
arrows. Yeah, yeah, that just came up for him. Which I think would actually be better if he traded like a Breguet or two for that. Because he's been looking at that piece for a little while.
Why doesn't he have a day date at this point
Good
in
question.
his? I mean, he could get rid of the Bluesy, the Tudor, the Zenith, both JLCs,
I'd
and
have to ask him. I'm not sure if he's had a day date because I know he had the solid gold sub, you know, which was basically the same money as a day date, but he chose that.
we have
Uh,
Russell 996, who's a Patek Philippe expert, no doubt about it. Based in the UK, he says nothing wrong with the 5130. It's a lovely 240 movement with a micro rotor. Is a 324 base perpetual. He's talking reference calibers now. Movements is the perpetual with the 324 better horses for courses. Listen, we have to tell the tough truths, especially to someone who's considered an inspiration and an influencer on YouTube, someone who got tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people into watches, maybe millions, or maybe he got tens of millions of people into watches. He deserves some fair and tough criticism of his collection because he is the OG. He's the OG. So for him to have this as his only Patek Philippe, it's embarrassing, Russell. It's fucking
mm,
embarrassing. Okay, so let's just be
it's
real.
also hard, you know, because he had the 5 paddocks that got stolen. That's a fucking tough pill to swallow and come back from, you know. He's coming back slow. This is an interesting comment, actually, from Russell996, because this is true, you know. The 240 is considered the more, you know, the movement used for better pieces generally. It's a little more exclusive. They don't use it as much. Yes, the 324 is considered what they use on some of their, I don't want to say entry level, but, you know, time only, simple pieces. At the same time, though, since it's a grand complication, I feel like it's treated differently. I know it is when it's sent in for service. You can't just have, you know, a level 1, level 2 watchmaker that knows how to work on a 324 do the perpetual calendar, you know. It has to be a higher level watchmaker. So even though it's a 324, I feel like it's in the grand complications. It's I don't know. I feel like it's a little better than that 240 with the SQ.
Now, let me pull up a piece, and you tell me what you think of this one. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about this one, but I happen to think it's pretty damn incredible. This is the current world time in the lineup. This one has the denim looking strap, but it also has a very cool pointer date with the sapphire hand. What do you think of this one?
You know, when I was reading, I thought it was a glass hand, but it makes more sense that it's sapphire.
Maybe it's
Perhaps,
glass.
perhaps they mean the same thing.
Yeah. Let's pull up some big ass pictures here.
I love it. I like that they added the date too. I mean, that was always kind of missing on a world time. I was curious how they would add it because there's not really room for a window. I like the track idea.
It's awesome, right?
Yeah. What's retail on this? Like 60?
Oh, it's more than that. Let's see here. Retail on the 5330. And I just love the fact that it's the 5330. I love the reference number.
Yeah.
The 78,000.
And what's market? What are these? Are these going below?
Well, this is the new one, but
it's still new. Yeah.
It's still new, so I would say that it's probably trading around retail. I mean, but over time, yeah, these are gonna go down. But
I see one for 72,000.
There you go. That's a good price. I mean,
70,000.
Skip Intro has a very insightful comment. Why would anyone want Archie to have a great collection? That's not Archie. This is the stingy carpet beetle guy who eats KFC and goes after. Oh, come on, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Vicious and nasty.
Let's not do that. We're not one of the hate streams. We're not going to go there. Skip intro. Lovely world time with the date says Russell 996. Shame that it's stamped. That's true. It's a stamped dial, not guilloche, as they've always done in the past. It's got that. Not sure what you call that checkerboard kind of stamped inlay in the middle. I love the fact that they expanded it with that chapter ring with the pointer date. I think it's cool. Do I wish it were a different color? I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the blue gray that they've been. It's okay. I would prefer just like a navy blue, like the previous world time, like the 5230p.
Yeah. Yeah, that dark, more bold, a little darker. What you're saying.
And a lot of people complain about the strap. It's not denim. It looks like denim, but a lot of people say that this makes it look too casual. You agree?
Oh, really? I mean, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. You know, they've been getting so much shit about glossy alligator straps. You know, they want to make the younger demographic happy.
Have you handled the new watches in person? The 2025 novelties?
Only the platinum Calatrava, the 6196.
6196. And so many people just seem to have fallen in love with that one.
Yeah, that seems like it was a big hit, which is funny because it's like the 5196 in the past, you know, was always like not a dog, but not, you know, desired like this is. So it's good to see the dress watch getting some love. It's really nice too. And some people were saying, oh, 38 mil is too small. Dude, it's perfect. First of all, when you have a time only like this with that all this negative space on the dial, the bigger the case gets, it kind of looks weird. Like even on the 5226, like I love that piece, but on the wrist, it's kind of a lot of dial for the 40 mil case, you know? Or I think, is it 40 or 41? Anyways, I think at least for me, this proportionally is just really classic, really nice.
Yeah. The dimensions on this one are 38 millimeter. 38 millimeter.
Yeah, and I love the new movement. It looks, I mean, the 6119 already had a good looking manual wind, but I'm pretty sure they came out with a new movement for this.
It's kind of plain looking, but it's a manual wind, so what do you expect? It's got the little tab here, so you can open up the hood, check it out.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You change your own oil.
Exactly.
It's got the PT 950 stamp.
You know, one thing about at the 6 o'clock though, you see that little hinge.
Yeah, the hinge.
You know, they actually, they actually use that to open up the case.
Crazy, huh?
But we were at Laurent Ferrier, and they have it on their cases too. And they said there's been times when customers have attempted to open that, and then they push it back down, acting like nothing happened, and send it in for warranty. But they know when that seal gets cracked. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
totally voids the warranty.
It looks like they want you to lift it up. You know. Yeah. Bad design, perhaps. But look at this baby. Look at that.
So simple, right?
Yeah. You know what would have been cool? Not to nitpick, but you see that little pinion or whatever it is that holds the hands. What do they call it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if they did that in the brown too? You know, in that in the same color as the hands.
Right. I was gonna say somehow hidden.
Yeah, like hide it somehow.
Yeah, interesting how that sticks out like that. I wonder why.
It doesn't. I mean, I think it doesn't stick out. I think it's just the color.
No, that's what I mean. Like it creates contrast.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about today? Anything of interest?
Well, you were just pointing out those guys doing the that company that just got sued. I've been waiting for that to happen. I mean, I've always wondered, like Bamford and all these, like they're just totally making all their money off the back of Rolex, you know, and confusing customers. You know, when people see those, they don't know, is this real? Is this off catalog? You know, obviously people in this community know, but
yeah, but it's for them to say that those are Rolex,
right?
You know, Rolex watches. I agree. Let's sue them out of business. for sure. I mean, especially something like
700,000
this.
really isn't that much for them. I'm sure they can cover that.
That's the French company. But these these companies in California, these dealers, they're suing for $2 million per offense.
Oh, they're done. That's
Yeah,
bankruptcy.
get rid of them. Get rid of them.
I don't mind it. I think it's kind of for the better. I mean, of course, you could do all the bedazzling if you want to do your own aftermarket diamonds and all that, which is not obviously not recommended. I don't think they'll even service that, right? Any of these, when you do any of this aftermarket shit, I think you're totally on your own.
I would hope so. Now there is some watch news today, which I usually don't cover brands like this, but you know what? We're a watch channel, so sometimes we have to do it. It's a difficult job, but we got to do it. Check this out. It's the new Chrono Tokyo. That's an actual brand. I didn't make that up. Chrono Tokyo, and they have a new ice blue timepiece. Let me hold on a second. Let me.
We're going after the 1908 Platinum.
Yeah,
looks good.
It's not bad, but that's all the time I'm going to spend on it. Don't say that I don't cover other brands, guys. We do. Shout out to Wristwatchholic member for 4 months. Hey, Keslow, it's week 20.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah, he picked up that 5212. I'm happy for him. He's putting together a fucking hell of a paddock collection.
Well, he's on the journey.
He is. Yeah.
He picked up the 5212 and the 6119. Two beautiful Pateks. And now the question is, and we're all watching, we're all part of this journey together. I mean, he thinks he's not in it alone. And he has hundreds of people who are coming along with him. And the question is, what will we get next? What will
it could be really good. It could be good. I know the dealer he's working with, and let me tell you, he's probably got the best shot of getting a sports piece there. I'll tell you that.
It's going to be amazing to see if we can get a sports piece out of this, or if we are suckered into buying like $120,000 grand complication next, because I'm not sure what we're going to do, but it's up in the air. And I'm rooting for us. We all want to win.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him get it.
Thank you for being a member of the channel, by the way. I really appreciate all the members. All your memberships go to pay for the StreamYard, which is the software that powers this live stream and brings you this mediocre quality entertainment. If you don't have a star next to your name, please consider becoming a member. The link is in the chat. If you do have a membership, upgrade your membership to like the $200 or $300 a month level. Why not? Invest in yourself. Get a big membership. And by the way, if you have a star next to your name, click on the currency icon next to the chat. You may have a free member milestone chat, just like Wristwatchholic, member for 4 months. Use your free member chats, free super chats, guys. Skip Pedro says, that's cool. I think referring to the Day-Date. The Day-Date is the best watch of all time. Thank you, Skip Intro. Why is there a Jaguar emoji for channel members? It's not congruent with the other brands. The channel is listen, I think the Jaguar emoji is like a hoax. It was like a little jab because they were going through their woke LMGR P plus stuff. So
hey, I saw you got your AP back from service, yeah?
I got the AP back from service. Yep. It took like 4 or 5 weeks and it was back in the rotation.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Full service?
Yeah. Well, no. They had to the date wheel wasn't making it all the way over. So they had to do whatever they did to the movement. I'm not sure what they did. Fix it.
How much was that?
Free. Under warranty.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, good deal.
Of course. And they took care of me because I'm on YouTube, right? They don't want me bitching about the brand.
Right. What do they give you? 5 years?
Yes, 5-year warranty. I think it is it 8 or 5? I'm not quite sure. I
Oh,
think
that's
it's
great.
two, and then if you register, gets expanded to
Oh,
5.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So,
And
and you got that
also,
at the AD, right? No, I mean at the
right.
boutique.
Yes, and also remember they also had coverage service for the first 2 years too. Like if it were lost or stolen, they would have covered it.
Oh.
But they don't have that anymore.
Yeah, of course. You can't keep that going.
Let's see. Skip intro says yes, was referring to the Day-Date. Yes, the Day-Date. Beautiful watch. Everyone should have a Day-Date in the collection. Skip intro says that's cool, of course. Brody's in the chat. Thanks to Brody for sending me the full 159-page lawsuit, which I have here, but we don't have to go through it in details. It's exhausting. Brody says, Wristwatchholic Plus, who moves out of a Patek Philippe to go live in a Rolex boutique? Nobody.
I'm
Does
slumming it. I'm slumming it, Brody.
Slumming it. Just to be clear, Kelso, not to put you on the spot or anything, but you never received gulag treatment. We like Curly never gave you a loyalty test because there were some allegations that I heard on some live streams.
No.
They said you were given the gulag treatment by Curly.
Curly would never do that.
Never ever do that. Curly is an open platform. Now do some of the trolls.
I got no problems with Curly. Curl's cool.
No trouble.
Curls is cool.
Cool. Listen, we met up in Geneva. We had a good time in Geneva. We had a blast.
Yeah, that was
the weather was amazing there. Yep. I highly encourage you guys, if you've never been to Geneva, plan your next trip. You can either come to Geneva Watch Days or Geneva or Watches and Wonders, but come and hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. It's good to be able to be around so many great people, watch people, and just a fun thing.
So what's up with this Dubai Watch Week? Is it worth it? It doesn't sound nearly as good as Watches and Wonders.
I'm doing it. I've never been there before, but we have a bunch of people who are going. I think Wristwatchholic, I think you're on the list for potentially coming. We've got Chalk Flew Up who's going to be there. Air King Ben is going to be there. I'll be there. We have a group of like 10 or 12 people already who are locking in their reservations.
Nice.
SE member for 9 months. Who even knew that this channel's been on the air for 9 months? And he's a member at the senior consultant level, which is one of the super high levels. SE from Germany. I agree with Skip Intro. The Day-Date is the greatest watch ever produced. Yes, Skip Intro is very firm in the opinion that the Day-Date is the greatest watch, and it's good to see SE coming to a firm agreement with Skip Intro. Wristwatchholic says, I'm coming to Dubai. Let's go, Kessler. Listen, I'm going. Wristwatchholic's going to be there. Air King Ben is going to be there. There's a whole bunch of people. It's like we got a big list. Jamie, I can't even, just a giant list of people. Come,
nice.
Think about it. November 16th through the 20th, or 17th through the 20th, something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I got some time. We'll see.
Yeah, a little bit of time. But guys in the chat, don't send me messages in October saying, "Oh, see, I'm coming to Dubai. What are all the events? You know, can I go into the dinner?" Like, no. The answer is no. Don't even bother. You're not going to any dinners. You're not getting invited to any events. If you don't commit now, right now, you will not be involved in any of the big events. Any of the big sassy event planning is happening right now. And you need to RSVP right away.
Let me ask you a question since you got Rolex up on the screen. I'm really coming around to this Platinum 1908, but I'm just perplexed. What's up with they're still going like double sticker. Are they really that rare or hard to get?
They're very, very rare, but that doesn't.
Do you think it'll stay like that?
No.
That's what I'm thinking. When is this gonna crack though? Because it's been out for a couple years and it's still double sticker.
The platinum one has been around for 1 year. Remember, they came out.
Oh
with
yeah, it came
the
out last year. That's right. You're right. Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it came out the platinum came out 2024.
Yeah, still
So
too new.
I would say that, I mean, it's barely trickling out. So I think they're doing a good job, like, controlling production and making it very scarce. But that doesn't mean that it's worth 60,000 just because someone lists it at that. I
Right.
think when you're looking at a dress watch, time only like that, and that is hand guilloche though, the platinum one, right?
Yeah. As far as I've read, because I heard rumors that it was the stamped dial, but then I read otherwise. So I gotta confirm that because I've heard it both ways. That would be really shit if it was stamped.
Yeah, I don't know why Rolex doesn't allow me to like do super big images, but this one is. I'm still not a big fan of the 3912. Mm. See, we have bigger pictures. Give me some bigger pictures, Rolex. Here's the dial. The ice blue dial features a guilloche rice grain motif. Rosette-like design is distinctive for its three-dimensional repeating geometric pattern that extends across the surface of the dial, except where the Rolex thing is. And it's almost like they put a little plaque on top. Why don't they get rid of the 12 and put a big coronet there? Like, that would look better. And I say get rid of the 3 and the 9 and just put batons there. That's just me. And that's what I would do. And I'm not in charge of Rolex design, but if I were, that's what I would do with this dial.
Yeah, just reading that description there, it looks like it is
Yep, it
done
is.
on a Rose engine lathe. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I'm just not a big fan of like see the 12 and the coronet and the Rolex all sandwiched together like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, get rid of the 12 and just put the coronet up there, like you do on a Datejust.
Sure.
We got Goldfinger 0808 in the chat. By the way, Goldfinger is also going to come to Dubai, right? Goldfinger, you coming to Dubai?
Oh, I love that guy. Oh, if he's going, that's gonna make me want to go more.
Yeah, come to Dubai, Goldfinger.
I gotta work on my wardrobe. When I see that guy, I'm like, fuck, I gotta step it up, man.
Yeah. We have over 60 people in the chat. Let's do this. Let's drop the link to join the panel. Everyone's welcome back, guys. Yep. Goldfinger says, I'm going. Awesome. Let me know where you're staying. I think you're in the WhatsApp group, Goldfinger. But I'll make sure you're in there, and we can coordinate your lodging. All right. Well, I think we're. Listen, I don't think I can. I'm not the one to give Archie advice, for sure. But I hope he listens to us. I hope he listens to the global watch community, who voted 90-10 that we should be swapping out some of these pieces. And listen, let's not make a mockery of this. Let's not use this as an opportunity to create toxic drama or character smears on some of the hate streams. Let's just all come together as one global watch community and come to Archie's aid and to his just come to his help and help just help guide him choose some better pieces and a better collection. So for his own enjoyment and mental health and just overall success with the hobby. Sometimes you can't do it alone. He's led himself astray a little bit, and with your help, Kelso, at his side, you're there on the panel quite frequently, quite regularly. Hopefully he will get the message. He'll become inspired to reach for the crown, to reach for something greater,
Yes.
and to get a great Patek. He didn't even. He brought the world time with him to Geneva.
Yes.
Which was good. That part was good, at least. Remember the year before, he didn't even bring the world time? Terrible.
I thought it was his first time in Geneva. No. Oh, you mean not at New York?
Yeah, when he came to New York. Yeah.
Right.
What else is going on? By the way, there's also, check this out. Piaget has introduced what can only be described as a hideous looking
Really?
perpetual.
That's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, I usually don't like Piaget, but that's not that bad.
This is a perpetual calendar, ultra thin, and they put it on this rubber strap here.
They're just going full Aquanaut.
I mean, that's just like an Aquanaut ripoff here with a perpetual calendar.
I've been to the Piaget boutique. They're finishing this fucking nothing. I mean, I don't know how they're trying to compete with Vacheron, AP, some of these others. They got to step their game up.
They got to do something because this does have a some kind of stone dial. I think it has an obsidian dial, if I can recall. Let me see here. I don't want to get my facts wrong.
I'm sorry, OC. I got a phone call. All
right, no worries. No worries. Thanks for jumping on, Kelso. Have a good one.
I'll try and hop on in a little bit. I got a phone call I got to take.
All right, peace out. Yeah, it has a blue. They have a one reference with a blue obsidian dial and another limited edition with a green obsidian dial. But this is just, it's not the best looking watch. You guys want to see the green one? I'll show you the green one real quick. Yeah, the green one has these emeralds. The green one has emeralds. Emeralds in the bezel. And the emeralds are cut in like different sizes. Like some are big and some are small. It's kind of a disaster, if you ask me. But it's super thin, but it does sell for the blue one sells for 108,000 euros. 108,000 euros. This green one that I have on the screen is 149,000 euros. 149,000 euros. Goldfinger, thank you for the comment and the private comment. Good to see. We are looking forward to seeing you in Dubai. I have a couple of people messaging me right now asking about Dubai. I will respond to you after the show or give you a call or reach out to me after the show. Thank you. Cloud Ken says, I don't know. I kind of like this better than the Aquanaut. Do you guys agree? Do you agree? Yeah, it's expensive. This is expensive, Brody. Skip Intro says, this is a great watch for an Irish boxer. And Skip Intro also says, that's cool. He really loves it. Skip Intro, really loving a whole bunch of different watches today. That's nice. The blue one, I think, is kind of, I don't know. I just don't like the symmetry. It's kind of upside down. Like they could have flipped the movement upside down and have the Piaget on the top. Maybe. I don't think it looks good with those dials at the top, and it just looks too top heavy. It just looks better when those dials are at the bottom. That's my humble opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Let me close some tabs here. I've got a gazillion tabs open. Look at this one. Ugh. Blue obsidian. But that's what's happening. That's what's happening in the watch world. And I can't think of anything else. It's a rainy, drizzly, 64-degree day here in the Northeast. But are there any topics that you guys want to talk about? Upvote the live stream. Let's upvote. Let's get to 50 likes. Let's do it. Who's going to be the lucky 50th upvote? Let's see here. Guys, please upvote if you just joined us. Original OC channel. Smart Watch Talk for the Smart Collector. Upvote the live stream. Someone be the lucky 50th like in the chat. And I think that's it. I mean, I could talk about this, but I don't think so. I could talk about this. This is the Corona Tokyo. Now, Boston Collector bought 2 of these because he's like, oh, like I'm gonna buy like small Japanese independent brands. They go for over retail. Got rid of them. I'm pretty sure he did. Maybe he still has them. I don't know. But listen, if you're buying this because you think, oh, well, it's a good micro brand and they'll be hard to get and they'll go for over retail, think again. Think again. Don't make that mistake. You should only be buying Rolex. Please just buy Rolex, guys. Save yourself a lot of heartache, especially in this particular climate. Now, this watch sells for, do you guys want to guess? Do you know what it sells for? How about I read you a couple of the specs? This is a 38 millimeter watch. It's stainless steel, 11.2 thin. It's got a Miyota movement. It's a limited production. It's just going to be available for sale for a week, 1 week only. It has a black calfskin leather strap. Let me pull up a big ass picture of it so you guys can see it in all its glory. Boom. Check that out. What do you think a watch like this sells for? What do you think is a fair price for this watch? Skip Intro says, that's cool. Thank you, Skip Intro. I will tell you. Any guesses? Any guesses what you think this watch sells for? It's got a Miyota movement, stainless steel case, 38 millimeter. It's from Japan, guys. It's a Japanese watch. Logan Hall says $14,000. $14,000. Nice guess, Logan. Close. A Whole Milk says $25,000. Correct. I mean, you're getting closer. Guys, it's over 40 people still watching. Please let us know what you think this watch sells for. What's the retail? What's the retail on this watch? It's going to be available for sale on starting May 15th. Starting May 15th in boutiques and on the website starting May 22nd. Learn more about this at coronatokyo.com. It's Asian Beauty. It's an Asian watch of legal age, guys. Logan Hall says $14,000. Okay, 14,000. Got it. Whole Milk says viewership is going to go up now that OC is covering microbrands. Don't get used to it. This will be on the screen for maybe another 30 seconds. Maybe 30 seconds. Timmy Boitano says $4,800. Dubai Expat says it should be around 1,200. Billy in the chat says anywhere from 1,600 to 2,600. There's a range. He's using ranges. The reality is this watch sells for, the retail price is $2,230. $2,230. So I did a pretty good job covering some great, interesting news and watch. We're now the highest rated stream that's live on YouTube right now that is talking about watches. Pretty good. Not bad. We are also the only stream, the only live stream about watches on YouTube right now, but that's it's okay. OC welcomes the competition. If anybody wants to start streaming, anybody wants to start Rebel streaming, go for it. There was also another comment here from Whole Milk that I wanted to address. Whole Milk asks, OC, will you ever be invited back to Casual Watch Reviews? Now, Casual Watch Reviews, they're a really, really small YouTube channel. And I did go on there, but the kind of watches that they talk about, they're really not really my cup of tea. So I actually have zero interest at all in talking about Seikos and Timexes and things like that. So like I like casual watches, but casual watches that sell for like 20 or 30,000. Those are the kind of casual watches I like. So, by the way, there's a very interesting Instagram post that I want to pull up. Let's see here if I'm allowed to pull it up. Might get in trouble. Let me see here. I don't want to get in trouble, but let's. Well, I'm going to get in trouble. There's no doubt about it. I'll get in trouble for this, but we'll do it anyway. This is Instagram. This is the MIA Watch Club, the MIA Watch Club. And I think this represents everything that's wrong with watch clubs. Everything that's wrong with watch clubs. Let's listen in to this post here. Let's see. We need audio. We need audio.
Who their favorite watch is their Moonswatch.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what they can afford.
And they're welcome here.
And we are all as happy for them when they are showing that watch as the guy who just got the FP Journe Tourbillon Souverain.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know who this guy is. I have nothing against him, but if that's the philosophy of MIA Watch Club, which means missing in action watch club. Let's listen to this again.
Yeah.
And we celebrate it with them. I love that about this
It's-
club. It's democratic in that
There's
way.
a sense
I
of
love
camaraderie about it.
But one of the
Okay. Get ready for this. Let's listen closely.
things I love about the club is that not everybody here can afford expensive watches.
Sure.
We've got people in this club who their favorite watch is their Moonswatch.
Yeah.
You
Okay. Newsflash. newsflash, I'm a member of a couple of watch clubs. And I'm the founder and member of several watch clubs, including Gold Bar. Gold Bar is an exclusive, private, invite-only watch club. If your favorite watch is a Moonswatch, you will not be eligible to be a part of that club. You will not be invited to join. If you bring a Moonswatch to a Gold Bar event, you'll be kicked out of the club. I mean, the idea that you should be celebrating someone who doesn't have money and someone who has limited financial means, someone who, you know, whose favorite watch is a Moonswatch, that's against the whole idea. That's the whole idea of why a club exists. The whole idea of a private exclusive club is that you have exclusivity. Moonswatch is something that anybody can get. So I disagree with the philosophy of this club. I had the Missing in Action Watch Club. All are welcome, from Seiko to FP Journe. Like, why would you pick those two watches? Like, why FP Journe? Why would you want to celebrate FP Journe? I mean, I don't get it. It's like, and everything in between, from Moonswatch to Patek Philippe, and Missing in Action Watch Club is about the love for the hobby and the people, not how much you've spent. Okay, strongly disagree. I think it's about the hobby and the people, but it's about having great watches. You got to have great watches, and I don't know. This mentality isn't for me. Oops. Hold on a second here. Let's continue to play.
You know, because that's what they can afford.
And they're welcome here.
And
And they're welcome here. Like all those guys are like, welcome here. If you have like a Moonswatch, you can come be a part of our club. Or if you have like a Seiko, like Seikos are cool. And like, we won't discriminate against you just because you don't have a nice watch. Like, we'll welcome you into the hobby. The fuck out of here.
we are all as happy for them when they are showing that watch as the guy
We're all totally welcome. Like, we're totally happy for you.
who just got the FP Journe tourbillon.
I can't even pronounce it. The FP Journe tubular. Look at this guy's face. Look at the guy's face over here. He's like, what the fuck is this guy saying? We celebrate a guy getting a fucking his favorite watch is a Moonswatch? Count me out of that. I don't agree.
Souverain.
Yeah.
And we celebrate it with them.
I
love that about this club.
I love that about our club.
Yeah.
It's democratic in that
There's
way.
a sense of
Democratic. What you want a democratic watch club where people have equal votes? Where you just let in people? You open borders? You want open borders where migrants can just flood into your watch club without any qualifications whatsoever. You know, and they don't have to have good watches. What kind of nonsense is this? Listen, I just disagree. I appreciate the fact that they have their own Missing in Action watch club, but that's not my philosophy. Matthias says these guys are not Miami Crew. That's right. Do not confuse them with the Miami Watch Club, which is totally different. The Miami Crew, they fucking roll deep. They roll deep with heavy hitting pieces like Le Mans, Patek, Platinum Daytonas, AP. That's how they roll. That's how they roll in Miami. Yeah, Communist Watch Club. That's it. Why don't you just rename it Communist Watch Club? Thank you, John Galt. I think it's just so cool that we allow anybody in here.
Talking about it.
But
It's
one of the
such
things I
cool
love
shit.
about the club is that not everybody
One of the things I love about the club is
here can afford expensive watches.
Sure.
We've got people in this club who their favorite watch is their Moonswatch.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what they can afford.
I love the look on this guy's face. The guy on the right, he's like, I'm not signing off on this. I'm not fucking happy for these guys. Like, I'm not gonna celebrate that. He's not nodding his head in agreement.
And they're welcome here.
And we are all as happy for them when they are showing that watch as the guy who
We are so totally happy that they got their Moonswatch and they're welcome here.
just got the FP Journe tuber, you know,
Tublerone, the FP Journe Tublerone, Tublerone. By the way, Toblerone is delicious chocolate. Huge shout out to Toblerone, which is not an FP Journe model, like this guy says, but Toblerone chocolate is fucking delicious. I think Toblerone is one of my favorite chocolate bars of all time. I love the nougat. I love the little pieces of nougat. Those fucking Toblerone, the best.
Tourbillon Souverain.
Yeah.
And we celebrate it with them.
I don't celebrate. John D, welcome to the panel.
Hey
John
there.
D. Yes. Get close to the
You got me?
microphone. Yeah, we're
I'm as close as I could get.
okay. Hold on. Let me
Been
bump up
having
your.
some audio issues. Am I back?
No.
Yeah,
I
it
got
could
you.
be,
I
it could
got
be
you.
me.
No, you're in. What's up?
All
Am I
right,
off
good. I
base
need
here?
to come in on.
Am I being too elitist?
No.
In my opinion. On
No,
that?
no. When you go to a classic car collector club, you don't go and bring your junker or like your everyday crapper. You bring something
Yeah.
nice.
What's
you come
fucking
to a
wrong with
club
these
hangout,
guys?
they bring you Moonswatch. Moonswatch, good for you, bro.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I mean, get the fuck out of it. That's not a club. That's not a club. That's nothing.
Go to the supermarket with that. That's where you go.
Yeah. Go to
Go to the
don't-
gas station. You're not coming to hang out with that.
It's not even good. It's not even good enough for the gas station. Wear it in
I
your
can't
own
even
home.
imagine what would happen at the Gold Club meetups if someone
At the
came
Gold
there.
Bar?
You might
I mean,
Gold Bar. You might be stoned.
now you've been to the Gold Bar events. You've been to several Gold Bar events in New York City. No, has anyone? What's the cheapest watch that anybody's even shown up with? I mean,
Like Rolex.
exactly, like a
Rolex.
very expensive Rolex. Yeah,
Like that. Yeah, you got date justs floating all over the place. I don't think.
at a minimum. At a minimum.
Yeah, I mean that is the beater among the Gold Bar guys. Right?
Costco Club. They could rename their club the Costco Club, but that's a registered trademark. And actually Costco is a great place. Costco's actually an exclusive club. You actually need a membership to Costco. More exclusive than this group that'll just let in anybody. Fuck these
Crazy.
guys. They're out of their minds.
That Moonswatch thing is fun for your children.
I wouldn't even give one to a kid. I wouldn't. I would get them a Rolex.
You got my 8-year-old. You take a lady date just for until you're old enough to wear a grown-up one.
Hey, look at this. No Endless Time from Germany's in the chat. He's so cool. He and his and Mrs. No Endless Time are two very charming very charming people. And if you show up in our watch club in a fucking Moonswatch, you're getting let's not use profanity here.
Well,
But-
No Endless Time is right. You're not showing up in a Moonswatch.
Don't show up in a
going home.
Moonswatch. I've seen some of these German clubs. It's all like high-end Chopard and Patek Philippe, and
You can't sit at the adult table if you show up with that.
no, for fun, like at home, they won't bring it to the club, but they'll wear like a Zin at home, and that's a great watch. But they won't bring it out. I mean, come on, not to a club.
Don't bring it outside.
But yeah, I could play this thing all day long.
And I
Like
love
we
that
all
about the
know
club.
that
It's
nobody's really wearing that.
No.
You got it as a novelty.
We welcome everybody here.
It's like bobbleheads. Nobody puts
go-
that on your mantelpiece.
Let's go through the chat. Facts, the camaraderie amongst each other. One of the things I appreciate most about this group. Get the fuck out of here. What the
So
hell?
funny.
100% true. Incredible group of men, all rooting for each other to succeed. Just an awesome crew. That's it. That's all. That's all. Guys, if you want to join the Missing in Action Watch Club, it's an incredible group of men. And you are welcome with open arms.
John
And
Gold has a good one. He's like, you're not showing up to a car club with a 93 neon.
If you're enthusiastic about enough about watches, you should have some skin in the game to join a club. Yeah, if it was classic cars, you don't show up with a Dodge neon. Oh, I celebrate all cars. Well, you're welcome here. You can't afford anything else. The fuck out of here. I mean, I don't know this guy. I'm not using him to make content.
I guess technically it's a classic because it's a 93, but shame on you for breaking it out.
I can't disagree more vehemently, if that's a word, than with this guy. This mentality is not what a club is all about.
Yeah, it's democratic in that
There's
way.
a sense of camaraderie.
Democratic.
Democratic.
But one of the things I love about the club is that not everybody here can afford expensive watches.
Sure.
We've got people in this club who their favorite watch is their Moonswatch.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what they can afford.
Love the look. They can't get past the look on this guy's face. Like, are you guys falling for this shit?
It's like, what's wrong with you?
What the fuck's wrong with this guy? Like, it's Missing in Action Watch Club. You can learn more about them at mia.watch.club on Instagram. So listen, if you believe in this philosophy, if you are missing in action, if your collection is missing in action, or your watch journey, or your whole strategy about watches is missing in action, join the Missing in Action Watch Club on Instagram. You'll be welcome there. You will be welcome with open arms and open other things.
And they're welcome here.
And we are all as happy for them when they are showing that watch as the guy who just
Why would you be happy for them?
Like,
That's
come
not
on,
what
buddy.
this hobby is
This-
all about.
This moon swatch thing, if that's what that's the aspirational item that's in your collection,
Fuck.
I don't know.
Oh, now
Yeah,
let me.
Logan's right. This guy wasn't seen after this video.
this guy was removed from the club shortly after this video. It's great. Hey, we got CQ in the chat. Now, CQ is a Miami guy. Now, so I want him to comment about this clip from the Missing in Action Watch Club. Check this out. You might be shocked at this, but this is an egregious philosophy to have when it comes to an exclusive club. Listen carefully.
got the FP Journe Tuber,
Toblerone, the FP Journe Toblerone.
Tourbillon Souverain.
Yeah.
And we celebrate it with them. I
yeah.
love that about this
It's-
club. It's
Yeah.
it's
I
democratic.
totally love it about this club. It's like we're very welcoming, and it's okay if you don't have money because we will celebrate with you.
Like in that
There's
way.
a sense
I
of
love-
camaraderie.
Talking about it.
But one of the
It's
things I
such
love
a-
about the club is that not everybody here can afford expensive watches.
Sure.
We've got people in this club who their favorite watch is their Moonswatch.
Yeah.
You know,
That's stupid. That shouldn't be your favorite watch.
Your favorite
because
watch.
that's
is
what they can afford.
classic.
and they're welcome here.
And
There are two, and then the one guy goes, "Oh, and they're welcome here." And then the two other guys, especially the guy in the baseball cap's like, "Fuck no."
we are all as happy for them when they are showing that watch as the guy who just got the FP Journe Tourbillon Souverain.
Tuberone.
And
Maybe think the Tuberone.
we celebrate it with them.
I
love that about this
It's-
club. It's
Yeah.
it's democratic in that
There's
way.
a sense
I
of
love-
camaraderie.
Yeah, this guy in the baseball cap, he's not fucking buying it one bit. He's like, "No fucking way."
Can you
I'm not on
imagine
board with that?
like celebrating a plastic junker versus like some guy's pinnacle at a FP Journe? He's been playing this journey game for a long time and gone through tons of stuff and gets what he thinks is the great. Definitely not even on the same planet. Where are these guys coming from? This is a problem in Miami. It's Miami Heat.
Well,
Again,
I don't think this. I don't think they represent Miami because we know the people in Miami. It's top tier, top tier. It's Le Mans. It's hot paddocks. It's hot APs. It's Richard Mill. It's not. Oh, and we'll let them on if we'll let them into our club if their favorite watch is the Moonswatch. Get the.
maybe these guys are snowbirds and they're not really from Miami.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But Mike G in the chat says some people are seemingly fine with mediocrity, but that's missing the point. Why would you have the whole point of a club, though, is to have standards. Isn't that like a club is like, hey, we want to let you in because you have discerning taste. Like Gold Bar. Gold Bar is like maybe 15 members, tops. And there's people clamoring to get invited to come to one of the dinners. And
it's like a skull and bones society. Like
it's
that's
skull
how
and bones. They never get invited. They're like, what's up with the Gold Bar?
You almost don't even know who's part of Gold Bar. That's how secretive it is.
I tell you, it's think about this. There's Red Bar, but then there's Gold Bar. Which one would you rather be a part of?
I wouldn't even know it's Red Bar garbage.
Red Bar is it's almost like this MIA group. It's a bunch of nerds, bunch of fucking nerds. Someone who's not a nerd though, someone who's actually knowledgeable about watches is DQ. Welcome.
Hello.
What do you think about this missing in action or MIA watch club philosophy? That listen, it doesn't matter if you're poor. It doesn't matter if you don't have any good watches. We'll let you in anyway.
Well, I agree, right? It's all about appreciation at the end of it. Come on. You know I was going to say that. It's all about appreciation. I co-founded a watch club as well. And we're the same way, right? Like, because everybody starts somewhere. And I know people who are
when you get somewhere, then you get into the club.
That's not fair. I don't want to be in your club then. If that's what we got to do. If this is the big bank, little bank club, then like, it's not. That's not that good of a club. You know what I mean? Then if money buys access, then then you're very easily accessible to me. No.
Money. That's just one criteria. You have to have great watches, but it's like 10 other things too that you don't even know. But just to say like, oh well, you can be poor and your favorite watch is a Moonswatch, and we'll celebrate it just as much as the FP Journe Toblerone. Come on.
You got to make a difference between a club and just kind of like a gather all, like a hangout spot.
I do agree.
Hey, come on down. This is my group, my collective group of broad people, like going to the park. That's about what that is.
I agree. But I will say, I just heard about the Miami Watch Club, but I know a lot of the members actually. It's actually a solid group of guys. So I think this is a true club of true enthusiasts who really love what's going on. And listen, I don't think it's wrong to start with maybe not a Moonswatch, but listen, I think if you come to my club with a Tissot PRX, I'm not going to tell you to leave. If you come with a Seiko $200 watch, if you love watches, if you love people,
there is a bar. Your bar is just much lower than where bars of other groups or clubs are.
I guess
you gotta love
I don't
watches,
right?
I don't think it would be a Moonswatch. It has to be higher than that. Well, there are other clubs that say, well, it has to be much, much, much higher.
Hey, well, that's good for those clubs. But I've seen just from my club, the Moonswatch guy who also has 2 or 3 Journes. So that's why it's like I can't be mad if he also likes, like it's a way we can't get to.
You think someone who has several Journes is going to say that their Moonswatch is their favorite watch?
I know a collector right now who has a good collection of not just Journes or other watches, and the thing that he will brag to you about the most is his G-Shock collection. I swear to you,
disgusting.
I swear to you, like when I know him, so I know the watches he has, blah blah blah. But when you talk to him, he has like a crazy G-Shock collection, and that's what he's like overly pouring of joy about is the G-Shock collection. So what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that.
But when he shows up to the club meetings, he's not showing up in a G-Shock.
Well, it depends the message you want to say. Now there is a message your watch says, right? Now there's a difference in the conversation. I think there's nothing wrong with letting somebody in who has a watch of whatever price point. I don't care what the price point is. You just have to love watches. But of course, the guy with the FP Journe, he gets to do a certain thing. He gets to do a certain look or feel or whatever. And that's just the life of expensive watches.
Good point, Vimal. I'm with you.
Yeah. Vimal says the Moon Swatch is for Screwed in Alimony, the Screwed in Alimony support group. Yeah, that might be a club for which the Moon Swatch would be appropriate. Listen, if you have let's say you have a 6-year-old nephew that you want to get into watches, sure,
Perfect.
Moon Swatch.
Moon Swatch. Boom.
Moon Swatch, Tissot PRX.
No, the PRX is a good watch. I won't. You can't. Don't loop the PRX.
No, of course, I used to have one. Fantastic watch. Let's say it's a 11 or 12-year-old. Maybe even get him a tutor. If you want to buy a watch that's entry level, but will be worth nothing soon after you buy it, but is still looks like a Rolex from a distance, from like really, really far away, and has a steel bracelet, get a tutor. But otherwise, yeah, of course. Otherwise, look, let me show you something. Let me show you something important. Listen, this is the Archie Luxury Collection. Okay, this. He used to be the Pontiff, right? Remember, he's the OG of Watch YouTube. Look how much garbage is in this collection. We need CQ.
Where's the garbage.
Now's not the time to be soft.
Take that bottom row and napalm all of it.
No way. No way. No
way.
No way. No way.
Then you take the two peripheral items, the top row, and I love Breguet, but this one, this was a miss. The Breguet Type 21? No.
Okay. This isn't the Breguet I go for. We could fight on the Breguet. You could take away the Tudor. We could take away the Zenith.
The Patek, yeah, that's your Patek of
take
choice.
Away the JLC.
Take away the JLC. Take that JLC. No, get rid of that one. Like that one's not the one to get. You get in a watch format. You get simplicity. You get the classicism that goes with the 1931 Magic. 2 hands, maybe a small seconds. All that goofiness going on.
Well, because there's so much. That's the whole thing with JLC, man. In that little master compressor gold thing, there's like 5 patents just in the crown. That's what you get, man.
But it's also a hockey puck.
Oh, what, you got a baby wrist? That's a hockey
puck.
But
no, I'm saying vertical. What is it? 14, 15 millimeters tall?
Come on.
17.
The ladies like a little thick watch, man. Let them have it.
17 millimeters? No, I don't.
It's enormous. It's thick. I can't.
You need a wizard sleeve for that to fit under the cuff. No way.
What about this JLC?
That's the one we're talking about. I think this is a beautiful watch. It's not for everybody. But like,
for a lot of reasons.
It's guys like you is why in 20 years it's only going to be Rolex and Patek. I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to
No. You can appreciate this, but you've got to be a little bit objective. You'd be like, it's a gigantic watch. It's super thick. It lacks all the elegance that could go with lots of other divers.
So if this is gigantic, what's a Breitling super?
This is bigger than that. Come on, this is big.
No way, no. I think you're either. I'm thinking
this is like a door handle. This is a door handle.
This is the smaller one.
The crown.
Is a smaller one.
What is this? 44.
Yeah, this is smaller. There's a bigger one. There's a bigger one that you're thinking about. This one's not as thick as you're thinking about. This is a decent watch. I've sold this watch a few times.
This is good and terrible.
How much does it trade for? 70% under retail or 80%?
Oh, probably
85. Maybe, it's probably it's probably trading in the same range as like a Hamilton khaki field.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. JLC will be back one.
One day. I love JLC too. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think this is the one.
I agree. You're right. Take this out. Keep the reverso, and then I'm okay. I'm okay with you.
Even the reverso is kind of a weird reverso with the
weird reverso.
7 and the small seconds.
Get
power reserve.
No, you guys are too traditional. So you want all 3-handers except the Speedmaster. Let him.
Why you go 2-hander? Go date only. Go hours and minutes only. You don't even need that. But for a square dress watch, that is a lot going on in that dial, and the asymmetry kind of throws off the balance. You feel like, what's going on here at the bottom left at 7 o'clock? You've got something, and you've got at the 10:30 you've got something. It's difficult for me to feel like this one looks really nice, and I like the Reverso immensely. I just don't think this is the right one to get.
Okay.
And the same thing with the JLC right to the right of it. It's just not the right one to get. It's cool to experience it, but keep it moving. Get rid of that one.
I can't argue with you too much because you're right. You're not wrong.
If you tried it, you enjoyed it, good. Don't hold on to it. Especially if you're into the saying, I'm going to experience these watches, and you're not there's a difference. I think to distinguish the difference between collectors and enthusiasts, and subjective, but I'm thinking, the collector is going to pick the ones that are representative of the genre in its finest form, or it's got some kind of historical provenance and they own that.
Correct.
He's not one of those. He's a flipper, rotator. A lot of the stuff can keep moving, and that whole bottom row, I think, can keep moving. Faster the better.
Yeah, to be honest with you, you're not wrong. That's actually a great angle.
Listen, CQ the watch guy, Archie says, get rid of this whole thing, except for maybe the Speedmaster and the Polar Explorer 2. Maybe a pass on the Bluesy, but other than that, all of these need to go. Get rid of that old 5130 world time and get a modern Patek Philippe, something that's not a compromise, something that's not a
see, somebody said it before, and I want to share their view, or I align with them. I don't like that hourglass kind of hand.
You have observatory hand on that one.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that.
But it's I don't know.
You're right. It's subjective. Like, some people might like it. I get it, but
subjective. But it's there's a reason why this one is the dog. Why everyone goes for the 5230. It just objectively, this is the not desirable one because it doesn't look good. That's it.
I mean, it's a silver dial as well, so it's just like it's not that it doesn't look good. It's just like it's a world time.
But it doesn't look good.
So you keep the
huge super chat from SE, 10 euros. He's with John D on this one. Great talk, boys. Thank you, SE. Huge supporter of the channel. Great guy. Super good guy.
I think you keep those middle three on the top.
Exactly. The three and the top, and that's
those
it.
Are fair.
But then you're like every other,
No, he's going to you're going to take the money and you're going to buy a proper Patek, or you're going to buy something else, and then you're going to have a killer 4-piece collection.
So if you just keep the three, let's say you keep your 2 Rolex and your 1 Omega, you've got a chronograph, a daily beater, and a diver. Covers a lot of ground right there.
Yeah, and now he just needs one awesome dress watch, and he takes all the rest of that shit and he puts it into something awesome. Like, listen, he's known for Patek Philippe, so buy a great Patek Philippe, not this compromise,
right?
Old. I mean, none of his friends have this one. I mean, where are his friends like me and others who have encouraged him to make the right decisions? Where they need to deliver the tough love right now, guys.
And what did he spend on that Breguet? Like,
it must have been like $15,000 or something. I mean, outrageous.
Can Breguet ever come back, you think?
I'm telling you, the way their prices are sky high, their retail prices. Some of the new traditions are 40 to 44,000 for just regular. Yeah.
I think this year will be a great year for Breguet's 250th anniversary. But if they don't keep that kind of longevity running until next year and the year beyond, it's a tough brand unless you're absolutely in love with it, which many people are.
Yeah, neo vintage and like 80s vintage is doing really good on auctions, but I think modern is just, they're so expensive. I have somebody who's thinking about getting the subscription piece, and it's like, it's not even limited. I feel like it's going to be discounted in like a month.
But that is also another thing. You can get discounted. Let's just say from the brand's perspective, they'll say, we'd like people to keep pace with new stuff. But if you're a collector, go get a Daniel Roth edition, like a 90s or an 80s You know, whenever you still like the early models of Breguet, when you've had some kind of like real sense of this great independent watchmaker has still got his hands in Breguet, you go collect those and hold on to them. You can probably get them for fair prices.
Exactly. And people who've been doing it in the past few years when nobody was, they're in the money. They're greatly in the money all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's a good point. What's this lawsuit thing?
Yeah, we covered it pretty well here. Let's go. Happy to go back to it here. The Rolex has filed a lawsuit against 3 companies in California that seem to be working in concert, accusing them of counterfeit watches. Thank you, by the way, SE. But real quick, SE also says the observatory hour hand is iconic, though. We like to present all points of view, fair points of view here. The Patek still has it on the 5231G. So yes, the observatory hour hand is iconic, but it's just not. I mean, there are other world times that look better, in my opinion. Yep, Rolex has filed a lawsuit against a network of dealers, resellers that have flooded the market with counterfeit and deceptively altered Rolex timepieces. Swiss wrist. Let me just hear. At the heart of the trademark-centric complaint are Rolex's claims that the defendants, which include SwissWrist.com, FirstClassDials.com, and AustinsWatches.com, those all appear to be either Florida or California-based companies, have sold heavily altered or entirely fabricated Rolex-branded watches and parts, complete with counterfeit versions of Rolex's famed crown logo and other registered marks. And they had a Rolex investigator did purchase watches from them that had fake dials and fake bezels. So,
can you name anyone else who defends their intellectual property rights more publicly than Rolex? I can't think of one.
I think they should be doing way more, to be honest. I think they should be suing a company a week. And not just these unknown companies in California. Look, but they should be going to, no offense, but you know, they should be going to certain geographic areas of Florida and New York City, and maybe Singapore or what. I mean, I guess it's hard to do it globally, but certainly in the United States, you should be targeting some big dealers in New York, some big people on social media, and going after them for selling fake dials, fake bezels, etc.
Do you think other brands do it less publicly, like they just send a cease and desist letter?
Well, I don't think with other brands it happens in the way it happens with Rolex. Like other brands, it probably is like a smaller operation, like trying to do like APs or something that they kind of like shut down that way. Only in Rolex is like somebody will make a full counterfeit watch and then call it custom or something like that, and then put a full counterfeit dial and be like, oh, we just painted the dial, when it's obviously it was never even a Rolex dial underneath. It's just a 100% fake product.
Yep. And there was also a ruling earlier this year that Skeleton Concept, one of these artisan de Genève style modifiers, they were also, the French courts ruled against them as well for infringing on Rolex's trademarks. You can't just take a Rolex watch and do something like this and put it for sale and call it a Rolex. You have to, if you're going to be doing stuff like this, you have to take someone's Rolex that they already own, and you're doing a project for the owner, and it's like, and the owner goes, "Hey, I want you to ruin my watch." And then Skeleton Concept goes, "Okay, yeah, we'll happily ruin it. We'll make it look like a skeletized Artisans de Genève, and we'll charge you thousands and thousands of dollars, and then we'll give it back to you, and you'll pay a fee for that service of destroying your watch." That's one thing. But then to create these and then put them on websites and sell them, that goes beyond personalization and is considered trademark infringement and counterfeiting, and you should be held accountable.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know what's Artisan de Genève is a very different level of example, and you're right, you give them the watch and they do it for you. But there's so many people popping up. I remember like so many. I remember in 2015 when it first started, and I was telling my boss then, this is such a stupid trend. Nobody's gonna buy these blacked out watches. And the next week, a group of clients from Mexico, they bought all of them. And he looked at me and was like, "Who's stupid?" I was like, "I'm stupid." So like, people will buy what they want to buy. What is this thing? What is this thing?
This is an example. A Rolex investigator bought this watch from one of those companies, one of the defendants, right? It's like, and like this, yeah. I mean, to say this is a Rolex, and they tested this, of course, and some of the diamonds were substandard, and the bezel was obviously fake, and it's just like I can understand why Rolex. Look at the coronet. I mean, completely fake fucking coronet. I mean, I can understand why Rolex should be suing more of these guys. Again, into oblivion is the phrase that I would like to use. And they should be doing it on a weekly basis. Just fucking put these guys out of business. Make it so scary for them to deal with counterfeit dials that it literally becomes like shoved way, way, way underground. Rene Delapon is in the chat. Upvote number 56, and also €2.49 super sticker. Mic drop. Thank you, Renee. Really appreciate it. Skip Intro in the chat says, "That's cool." Thank you, Skip Intro. I mean, I can see how you may like this. Beautiful green dial, beautiful green emeralds.
I mean, even emeralds cracked on top. This is like, what's going on here?
This is nice.
That's cool. I agree. Shambo Basher disagrees. Says this is hideous.
Correct.
Hideous.
Yeah, they deserve to be sued. I'm sorry, but you can't. There's too much, man. Like I remember a few years ago, you just first started like hearing people, "Oh, it's custom, it's fully custom," and then it's
custom,
like
aftermarket. Yeah, aftermarket.
Yeah, everything's aftermarket. Well, so what's real? The secondhand? Oh, it's all custom, blah blah blah. And then, like you see people in certain Facebook, like just the wordage is being used. It's just like, just say it what it is, man. It's just a replica. Why have somebody going around thinking it's a real piece? You have them send it in, because this is where it comes from, right? Enough people buy these watches and send it into service, and then Rolex has to like deal with people crying on the phone, blah blah blah, and then it's all right. This is a new target for us to hunt, but like, there's so much other ways to make money than to put a monstrosity like this in the world. Like, this is just like, why does this even exist? Like, at all?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, we just we wanted to cover this Rolex lawsuit. I had to respond to Archie, who I gave him some advice, and I told. So here's what happened. I'll show you what happened here. So Archie has this 3-piece. So, which is the really, really ugly Breguet, the previous reference bluesy, and then the antiquated 5130 World Time. And someone else pulled up a different 3-piece collection, which was this one. And I made a comment that, hey, like, this is JJ's 3-piece, another a Rolex, a Breguet, and a Patek. And I have to be honest, I think each one of these kind of trounces the collection that Archie likes to show. And he disagreed. And turns out that the audience agrees with me in a vote 90% to 10%. And by the way, the panelist that Archie had on the screen, this panelist here, actually agreed as well, and said that Archie should sell most of his collection except for 4 pieces. So huge shout out to Patel Philippe for super chatting. Look at this. They mentioned me on Archie's show. Good morning, Pluter. Please play the clip sent to your WhatsApp and provide a response to OC. Thank you for listen. We make news, guys. We break news here. We even get featured on that giant Archie Luxury live stream channel. which is one of the biggest. I think they have over 100,000 subscribers on that channel, which is one of the biggest watched YouTube channels, and I got featured there. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. SE in the chat again. I have to side with Skip Intro again. It looks really cool. Thank you, SE. Appreciate the €10 super chat.
This collection almost looks like it has no direction.
No,
it's all over the planet.
Well, this is what you buy when you just love watches and you just buy watches you love.
Or you're just looking for a deal.
No,
This
is
he's
a
bought this way
compromise.
back though, because he had that paddock for a long time, I think.
No, he just bought it within the past 2 or 3 years.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that changes.
He used to have 5. He used to have 5 Pateks, and he had all 5 were better than this one. But anyway,
is this the post burglary collection? This is what he has now.
This is what he has now. I think he's also added a couple more brigades to the collection. Some of these things he's gotten rid of. Kelso was on earlier and kind of clarified. I'm not sure why he pulled up the specific image of his collection, but Ryan Singer's in the chat reminding everybody to upvote the live stream. We're approaching 3 hours in, and we have someone's going to be the lucky 60th upvote. Someone please be upvote number. Actually, we blew past 60 upvotes, so we're good. Does anybody want to talk about anything else? Let's see. I think we covered everything, but yeah. So I said that that this collection right here was way better.
Well, it is. You know that
it is. It just is way better than
it's like
this.
It's not about money. It's just that other brigade. It's tough. I can't even. That's a tough thing, because you could say the sub and the day they don't cancel out, but like the brigade in his collection just drags it down versus the other brigade, which is a neutral to positive. And then nobody likes his paddock but me, so then you automatically lose it. Yeah,
that's a fair way to look at it. I can see how you pushed that down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this thing. Just weird.
This is a good watch. This is a good watch. It has like 20 patents, I'm sure.
Skip Intro, member of the OC channel. That's cool. Thank you, Skip. Appreciate it. And we also have Shamba Basher in the chat. Shamba Basher says that's hideous. Oh, okay.
The crown on this JLC is like a raccoon-proof crown. Like you have to twist something, right, to unlock it, and then you can do stuff with it. Is that right?
There's two gaskets that expand when you twist and lock it to make it super water resistant. And yeah, you got to twist it for all of them. They all have that twist lock system.
And really, how water resistant is it? 300 meters.
I would take this, not dive in, but like if the gaskets are fresh on this, you're locking it down like a safe. I've never seen an issue with one of these or any of the master compressors with like water getting in.
But I mean, what's the total water resistance on this watch? 300?
Probably 300.
It's not like 1200, right?
No, because you don't need to. It's still a dress watch.
Right. So your Sea Dweller is like doesn't have that weird gasket, like lock crown thing.
Yeah, just but like I can't talk like that long about the Sea Dweller to like a random girl in the bar. Or if I find the right nerdy girl, I could talk to her about this JLC for 2 hours. That's what you gotta.
You just gotta work on your storytelling. Come on,
yeah, exactly.
You got to work on storytelling.
Well,
that's all.
not me, because listen, brother. If we go, it's 4 in the afternoon, 7 o'clock.
You can sell it. You can sell an OP, right?
Listen. I've sold toy watches. I don't know if you heard the brand Toy Watch, but I've sold those. So I think, I've sold pretty much everything except with Jacob & Co. Have I sold Jacob & Co? I think maybe I have.
Probably.
Do I regret it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with Julius Caesar on this. Out of all of the JLCs, this guy buys this one.
Yep. By the way, I want to give a shout out to a member of. Well, there are a lot of people I want to shout out. See Julius Caesar's in the chat. Cloud Ken, Michael W. from Hamburg, Germany is in the chat. What's up, Michael? Good. Boston Collectors here. What's up, Boston? Feel free to jump on the panel. A huge show of support to this channel right here. Check this out. This used to be Christopher Negroni's channel, and Christopher Negroni has now completely rebranded. He's rebranded as Christopher Shaheen. Please make sure you're subscribed to, I will drop the link in the chat here. It's still technically, the @ is still Christopher Negroni, but he is making a pivot, a huge pivot to embrace a new name, Christopher Shaheen. And I think it's a direct reflection of, getting more personal, getting more real with his viewers.
Sounds like Adrian Barker, right? Same concept.
Yeah, a little bit. Also on a personal note, if he doesn't want to be associated with alcoholic beverages, I think that's also a positive thing. He doesn't want to be promoting alcoholic beverages without being compensated for it. So
very smart, Christopher. I didn't think about that angle, but very, very smart. Because as CQ says, you got to get paid.
That's right. And by the way, I also have been toying with the idea of rebranding myself. So tell me what you think of this. I will be rebranding to my new name. We will dump Original OC, and we will be known as the Orlando Alexander Carmichael channel. I think it rolls off the tongue. It's pretty good, don't you think?
Actually, like in a funny way, like it Orlando Alexander Carmichael. You need an Esquire.
Should we implement this? Should we go ahead and make the change, or should we keep it OC for now? I mean, I'm 50-50. People want authenticity. And listen, Original OC, it's kind of a cool name. People and I go by OC. You can see my name in the chat. I don't really do the original that much. That's kind of like just the YouTube name and my Instagram name. But listen, maybe it's time to just go, hey, maybe it's time that people get to know the real Orlando Alexander Carmichael. And when you think of me, I want you guys to think of Orlando. Maybe not.
I'll give you my vote. I give you my support. You have the CQ vote. If you, I don't know why, but something about it is like I could see a whole new persona forming as you become Orlando. So like I'm interested to see who I want to meet. Orlando. I feel like that's a whole different guy. I feel like
I don't know if people do.
I think you need an aristocratic title in front of that.
Sir Orlando Alexander Carmichael.
Yes. Or Duke, or something.
Yeah. Anyway, doxed. That's right, doxed. Thank you, Essie. It's not good for business and very fake aristocratic. Okay. Your license says OC. That's true. My license does say OC. But we'll see. How about this? Damn. Alexander Orlando Carmichael, AOC. It's right. For some reason, that acronym, I don't know if that acronym works. I've never heard of anybody having that acronym yet. I've never heard that acronym before. AOC.
It might bring a different crowd, though. I don't know.
Yeah, different crowd to the channel.
I don't know if you veto that.
Everybody, according to Boston Collector, is entitled to make their own collection, but there are objectively bad watches. Also, a club is as good as its members' shared interest. If you have horrible watches, you're not in, and I'm assuming there's a part 2 to this, you're not in the club. Yeah, you're not in, or you're just not in. How about that? Yeah. This whole idea that, we welcome everybody into our club, and if you're not rich, you can just be one of us. It's like, I don't think so. I'm not feeling it.
I think that if the club is, it can't, the gate can't be money, and the gate can't be the type of watch unless it's the FP Journe Club or something like that. Then the Gateway can be the brand of the watch. But if you're just truly doing like what we built is truly like something that just kind of sprung out of nowhere, right? Like we didn't have any kind of real rails on it, except we wanted like people of the culture to know, hey, there's a group for you. Now the group ended up being heavily people with heavier collections, but we still have guys in there with Tissot. Look at me, I barely have anything. I'm just in the business, so I know. But like, if you take that part of it, I'm not a collector. I got a Rollie, I got a couple of things, and that's it. So should be be kicked out of the group because I'm not. I'm definitely not on the level of many others in my own club. You know, I just know a lot about watches. So do I then lose my own validity? Because I have not reached the.
I think it's good to. I think it's good for you. It's good for you to self-reflect. CQ, maybe you don't belong. Maybe John D has a very eclectic collection. Sometimes he brings something way off the beaten path to the Gold Bar event, but his credentials are unquestioned. His love for watches is unquestioned, but that's because he has a credibility that comes with having pieces of stature. You know, if you have to have pieces of stature. That's what I think.
So when Tim Marceau divested himself of all of his JLCs in that period when he only wore a Zin, which would he then
out of the club? Out of the club.
So
out of the club.
You would kick Tim Marceau out of a club?
Yes.
That's like, oh wow, I think that's blasphemy. I think some people will come to your door,
but he's disqualifying himself from the club. You know.
But
CQ, I have a point on Tim Marceau here. So this is an interesting perspective that maybe other people share, maybe they don't. If you are involved in the business and you're surrounded by magnificent pieces and you're the spokesperson, you're this walking encyclopedia of knowledge, and you can't find a single watch that you think is worth purchasing with your own money, it sends a signal to me as a consumer that I'm just not sure how much enthusiasm is behind all of the brand selling.
I would.
You would think a guy like him who's had access to great stuff, that he would have like more than just that Zin. He'd have some kind of really interesting one-of-one, like, hey, I found this, I can't let it go. I don't know that I would say that I would then be so enamored by this walking encyclopedia.
I think, respectfully, I'd have to disagree, right? Because I could just tell you from my experience. First of all, I know him, and he.
Pull up Boston Collector's comment. I think that's on the money. Knowing a lot of stuff doesn't mean you're as passionate as maybe some other people, and he might not really be part of this club that you would say, hey, these are super enthusiastic collectors.
Okay, so I would say that knowledge doesn't reflect passion, but I'd say passion and the love of watches. I love FP Journe. Even if I had the money, it would not be responsible right now for me to buy FP Journe versus to finish my house. You know what I mean? So for you to say that I can't sell a FP Journe, or I'm not as passionate, or my enthusiasm for the brand is false, I'm just trying to, not that you're saying that, but I'm just trying to make money. I think that's incorrect, because I love that brand. I've studied that brand. I've helped people amass great collections from that brand. And one day I will have pieces, but right now I'd rather put the 500 grand in the mansion, baby. You know what I mean?
That doesn't mean Tommaso is the spokesperson, and he has nothing.
But this, in the same way, when you're in that situation where every day, and it's happened to me, you get to walk in and you get the buffet. It's hard to pick one. I've been in a situation where every day I'm like, I need to buy a watch. Everybody's like, CQ, you don't buy something. And I just like, every day I fall in love with this and then that and this and that. So if my daily experience is surrounded by great watches, I do agree, like, okay, you should take something home. But he had an emotional reason where he just wanted to go down to one watch, and he, had that one watch until he got other pieces. But there was a time when he had some insane JLCs, man. When he was down in Watch You Want, he had a great JLC collection, some gyro tourbillons and things like that. And he just had a decision where he said, hey, I want to switch things up for a little bit. I don't think that takes away from his enthusiasm, the fact that he really, really loves what he loves. And you could tell when it's a watch that he's truly passionate about versus something where maybe they put in front of him and like, hey, can do us a favor and do a nice job on this. So I think I kind of understand where you're coming from, because of course you love somebody of that level who's a spokesperson to be dripping with a great collection. But I think if you talk to him for a half hour, he could have no watches, and you know that this guy, he really, really loves it. Look at that smile. Love that guy.
I love him too. And I love his knowledge. I love the way he presents watches. I love the way he sells watches. And I think it's okay that he doesn't personally love owning watches. Like the thing that he did with Sartori Ballard is actually cool.
Yes.
But the fact that he's not a personal collector, yeah, I mean, I'd kick him out of the club. I'd kick him out. If it's a club that's about people who appreciate and sharing your personal collection, which we have some of those clubs like that, then he's out. He's out.
And I could see it in the way you could see it in the way that Matt Damon played Goodwill Hunting. Never been anywhere, never had anything, didn't put his skin in the game, didn't take a risk of buying stuff and own it. And you could say, yeah, he's really passionate about a whole lot of stuff. Good. He just doesn't own anything, which tells me that he's not that passionate about it. You might want to own more than one watch if you're the head spokesman for a company that sells watches.
I mean, it's such a subjective thing. You know what I mean? I'm a person, I haven't owned a ton of watches because honestly, like I'm always around watches. So a watch has to really like grab me like in a very special way for me to
like you want to be in the Porsche Club of America, you better own a Porsche. You can't say I just like them.
So I'd agree. If it's it's so tough, but if it's a club specifically about sharing your collection, and it's specifically about a certain brand or a chronograph club or something like that, yes, for sure you need to have watches to be in it. But I think a regional club like the Miami Watch Club, Atlanta Watch Society, something like we have with CP Time, it's about the love of watches, not necessarily the collection you have. That's part of it as well, but the root of it is, because my whole thing is I want to amplify the hobby, right? So I want the person who is like just out of college, he doesn't know about watches, I want to educate him, make sure he gets into a nice mechanical timepiece, not a moon swatch, right? That's why I can agree with you guys here, and set him on the path so when he does have some money, he gets into some really fun stuff that he really enjoys. He just doesn't end up buying watches people tell him to do. That's kind of the goal for like what we want to do. And of course, different people have different level of success, and that guy comes back and maybe he's wearing a Jour, maybe he's wearing a Rolex, who knows? So that's kind of the vein I'm talking about. But definitely if it's more of a Jour society, A. Long & Son collectors group, something like that, yeah, you better have five Journs to get in or whatever. I would agree with you there. There is a difference between gathering community, collecting community. There's a lot of gray in there.
Buckley in the chat says, what kind of gay philosophical conversation debate is going on here?
It's nice.
Well,
I like this.
Yeah, it's fun. Let's listen into this gay philosophy and give us your opinion, Buckley.
Talking about it.
But one of the things I love about the club is that not everybody here can afford expensive watches.
Sure.
We've got people in this club who their favorite watch is their Moonswatch.
Yeah.
Because that's what they can afford.
And they're welcome here.
And we are all as happy for them when they are showing that watch as the guy who just got the FP Journe tourbillon souverain.
Yeah.
And we celebrate it with them. I
I
love that about this club. It's democratic in that
There's
way.
a sense of camaraderie.
talking about it.
But one of the
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
things I love about the club is that not everybody.
I think that reminds me of the club. I don't know. Just get the fuck. Anyway. But are you a member of this club, by the way? CQ?
Not yet, but I'm planning to go.
Good.
Check
No,
them
not
out.
yet. Don't even think about it.
No, listen, I'm all for me, my conspiracy, the more people, the more of these clubs, the more power we have against the brands. So the more the merrier to me, right? Where there's these little pocket of clubs and collectors who can like grab
I like clubs that are aspirational.
I think this is
aspirational.
We need
This one is not aspirational.
Well, these guys are aspirational, but in a different way. They're opening up their club, welcoming people with open arms and
As they should.
Open
Yeah, bring your
cheeks.
shinola to that club.
Hey,
Shinola.
hey, American made, no tariffs on shinolas.
And listen, by the way, it's a good time to remind everybody that this is the original OC channel. We do satirical commentary here. It's a little bit of humor. It's a little bit of
all fun.
It's all in fun and jest. You know, we love Tim Masso. We love this MIA watch group. I'm sure this guy's a totally nice guy, and he really does love his members, and he welcomes everybody in, and we celebrate everything here, and that's all good. But not in my club. Not here on the OC channel. We care about 4 brands only. And listen, honestly, lately it's been 2 brands. It's Rolex and Patek, and I can feel they're pulling away from AP and from Richard Mille. It's not a great hobby, guys. Not a great hobby if you're thinking that you're going to buy something other than Rolex at this point. I mean, we've had 8 unboxings on the OC channel and the Colony channel. The last 8 consecutive unboxings have been Rolex, and I think there's a reason for that. Buckley, good afternoon.
What's going on?
Not too much. We're just talking about a variety of topics today. We're talking about the Rolex lawsuits. We're talking about Archie's collection and why he should be listening more to my advice.
Oh, he's talking about a bunch of garbage then.
Well, he there was a super chat where my comment was played for him, and he took issue with it, and his whole chat disagreed with it, and even the person on the panel actually agreed with my assessment. So listen, we need tough love sometimes, and this watch club, I mean, I love this. These Instagram posts are like gold to me because it's everything that's wrong with the hobby. I mean, inclusiveness, like CQ, I get inclusiveness. We don't want to discriminate based on, background or ethnicity or anything, but we do want to be discerning when it comes to that's all. Especially now more than ever, we need to insist on quality timepieces. We need to insist on a flight to luxury. We need to push people to achieve and reach for the crown. And it's a disservice to them to say, hey, you can get into the hobby by buying a Tudor. No, that's actually bad for them. They will be wasting their money, throwing their money down the drain.
But for Tudor money, you can get into a decent watch.
Yeah, it's something
Come
other
on,
than
you just
Tudor.
got out of university, you just got into your you know what I mean? Some people got to work their way up. You know what I mean?
There's no reason why you can't buy an Omega. Boston Collector says, I think these types of clubs can tend to be disingenuous and fake. You have people with money pretending to be big collectors to brag to newbies about watches and feel cool. That's the danger. Yeah, I think these are predatory clubs, I think is what Boston is saying.
What was this bullshit clip that you were playing?
Let me show the clip. This is the MIA Watch Club. Check it out. Listen carefully and let me know if you agree. Here we go.
Here can afford expensive watches.
Sure.
We've got people in this club who their favorite watch is their Moonswatch.
Yeah.
Because that's what they can afford.
And they're welcome here.
And we are all as happy for them when they are showing that watch as the guy who just got the FP Journe
Tourbillon or whatever. Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
And we celebrate it with them.
Hold on,
I love that about this club. It's democratic in that way.
There's a sense of talking about it.
But one of the things I love about the club is that not everybody here can afford expensive watches.
Sure.
We've got people in this club who their favorite watch is their Moonswatch.
Yeah. Okay. What a load of bullshit.
Because that's what they can afford.
What a load of bullshit.
None of you are happy for the guy who bought a Moonswatch. The Moonswatch is a piece of plastic garbage piece of shit that was the Swatch Group selling out with Omega at scale. And the guy that has the FP Journe most certainly is not happy for the guy who was a Moonswatch. Cut the shit. Also, high-end clubs are high-end clubs. No matter how broke I am, I can't get into the fucking country club and play golf. Fucking jabroni. Who is this idiot?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know him personally, so I'm not going to call any names. But
let's not do that. We don't know.
I disagree with his philosophy. I think clubs, especially a watch club, should be exclusive, and you should maybe let 1/10 of 1% of people in.
He's full of shit, trying to promote his own. Let me guess: is he the leader of the MII Watch Club?
I don't know. I don't believe he is, but I don't.
Why is he speaking for the MIA Watch Club? You can tell everybody on this panel disagrees with him. Everybody in the chat, probably 90% of the people in his own club, don't want to be celebrating poor people getting into the club with their moon swatches and people having to pretend to celebrate that purchase. Kind of
it's not about being poor or rich. It's just what he just said is bullshit. It's like saying, yeah, we're the New York Yankees, and we're happy to let someone on a PAL team pitch today. No, you're not.
So I think the issue is the phrasing, right? I think he said, they're buying the moon swatch because they can't afford it, and I think that's where it gets like the phrasing of it should be like, we're okay with people who enjoy moon swatches, or we're okay with people who enjoy Tissot or lower end watches. But when you start saying like, hey, the only watch you could have is this, and it's okay, that's all you can get, that the tone is a different tone versus like, bring your sick, bring your everybody type of tone.
It's some 2025 liberal bullshit that he's trying to portray.
It's even worse. It's even worse because this guy is more elitist than I am. Okay. SE says promoting an egalitarian approach in a hobby that essentially and objectively has tiers to it is a lame way to claim moral superiority, in my opinion. That's right. This guy is actually being disingenuous. He's saying, I'm superior because I actually think that people who have $200 watches are just as good as people who have $200,000 watches. And he knows he's fucking lying, and he's doing it to try and present himself as someone who's fair and approachable, and we're open to everybody. And he's actually being more disingenuous and more elitist than someone who says you're not welcome in this club because you don't have a good enough watch. There, I said it.
The more clubs, the better, I think. But I do think that, like Boston said, the purpose of the club should be clear. I think this clip just doesn't. The underlying message was great, but just probably some alcohol is involved. The exact words just weren't the.
Are you claiming he was drunk when he did this video?
I'm just saying, the phrasing could have been a little bit better. I would have personally liked the phrasing a little, because I understand what he's saying, something that I say all the time, but I just wouldn't say afford, and like, because I know people who can afford or whatever and only like vintage tag. You like what you like, but as long as you like it, that's all that cares, is that you're drooling over something that tells time. If you're doing that, then okay, come in my weird neck of the woods,
PG's in the chat. He's someone who I very much respect as a watch collector, even though he has two Gerald Charleses. Who the hell has two Gerald Charleses? Well, I'll tell you someone who is an actual lover of watches. PG, a member, says, yep, white liberal trash talk. And
this is a weak sauce fucking comment to make, and he knows it's not true. Go wear a fucking moon swatch to the FP Journe. What is it, Tuesday once a month? Go show up. Go ahead. Let me know how long it takes you to get a watch.
So I think moon swatch isn't the right word, the right watch. But I also, it's not about price. Moon swatch particularly is just not a watch guy's watch. You could have said a lot of other watches there, but again, like, listen, he's doing a podcast, he's just shooting off the hip. But yeah, moon swatch isn't
This is the clip that they chose to play and to put on social media to exemplify what their club stands for. Yeah. And then, look, it's 100% true. Incredible group of men. Is this the kind of club we want to be part of? The club that, look at this guy's reaction. He's like, Look, he's like, nah, I'm not down with this. And what's even
Ford, and they're welcome here.
And we are all as happy for them when they are showing that watch as the guy who just got the FP Journe Tourbillon Souverain.
Yeah.
And we celebrate it with them.
I
love that about this club. It's democratic in that way.
There's a sense of
the guy with the baseball cap's like, fuck no. Don't count me in
complete
that.
Complete horseshit. It's horseshit. Like, come on. It's horseshit.
Democratic.
It depends a group. Some groups are excited.
CQ's doing a valiant job after.
You don't need a club. CQ, you don't need a club in order to have people just come along with just any old watch that they're like, this is what I can afford. I like it a lot. But you don't need a club for that. Just be like, yo, you want to meet at a bar, a whole bunch of people? That's cool.
Yeah, but sometimes
if you
that
made a
needs to be
club,
organized.
right, sure, no problem. But you don't need to be in the club because there's a difference. Let's say you're going to go and say all of the people who are competing for, let's say, access to a special club, those people belong there for a reason. They're not there because they want to say, hey, just show me the shittiest crap that I already learned about 10 years ago. You want to be surrounded with people of similar objectives where you're like, I'd like to learn more about stuff that's super high end. I don't want to learn about like the moon swatch from a guy who doesn't really know about the moon swatch. I could care less about that. You don't need a club. This club is about just people hanging out. That's it.
Yeah, it's called Red Bar. But
yeah, that's it.
It's not about that. If you can afford what you can afford, that's fine. But you cannot sit there and say, we're just as happy for the guy who got the mass-produced moon swatch that was representative of Omega selling out to the swatch group as we are the guy who fucking took 20 years to get his FP Journe Tourbillon at the highest level. You're a liar. You're lying. You're lying. You're not as happy. You're not. It's impossible. It's against human nature. The people who are competing at the highest levels are not happy for people that are competing at the lowest levels. That's the way it works. That's why we have winners and we have losers.
Speaking of winners, America 5726, never in the history of the planet Earth has someone who just got an FP Journe been happy for somebody who just got a moon swatch. That's right. He's right.
I feel like if he didn't say moon swatch, like it would have been so much better. But
but that's because you have a slightly higher tier. You know, you're like, okay, well, instead of a $300 quartz watch, maybe it should be a $700 mechanical Tissot PRX.
It could be a $300 mechanical, but I would prefer that it's a mechanical time. I would help you out and push you towards a mechanical timepiece just to get you on that road. If that's what we're doing. Hey, but listen, as somebody who owns a couple PRXs, that's what I wear the most, and I like funky watches. But I do agree that the moon swatch is that watch that you wouldn't think of a typical WIS being the moon swatch as their first watch, unless it was gifted to them.
I don't even like the term WIS.
The real clubs that people fight to be part of do not have an open door policy.
Of course.
Well,
but closed door.
Basic 101. They don't have an open door policy.
But then they also give you like a different type of value too, right? Like those type of clubs that a little bit, so you're not
word of mouth referrals and high bar to entry.
Thank you. Try to get into Augusta. Let me know how it goes. Try to get into Augusta. Let me know how it goes. Or any major country club. Let me know.
But this is not a country club. The only country club that I know of when it comes to watch clubs is the Journe Society.
This is a bunch of dudes who are probably good dudes, but they have their own club now. They're trying to grow whatever they're trying to grow, do whatever they're trying to do, compete with Red Bar, who knows? And they're just putting out a bunch of bullshit to make everyone feel welcome. It's bullshit.
Everybody with these podcasts. Enough of these stupid podcasts. I mean, everybody thinks that they're entitled. I mean, it's getting oversaturated.
Yeah, but you gotta, I don't know, you gotta speak to your community because I see this and I'm like that. My club should have a little podcast, that's not private that we should clip out. We do things that are like more behind the scenes, but it's not bad for people to see. I think this particular clip is just not the best clip out there because just the moon swatch and affording things like
a
that.
Disingenuous comment, and everyone recognizes it. And the watch industry has been full of disingenuous comments from both essays, managers, brands, gray market dealers, collectors, blah, 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 bullshit, 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 bullshit. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
It does feel like there was a point where things were a little bit more like authentic, right? Or like a little bit more the layer of, there's always like a guy like me selling you something, so I'm laying it on thick. But there feel like, beyond that essay, there used to be a little bit more. You could go on the forums, you go here or there, and it wasn't as fluffed up as it is in 2025. So that's actually a very good point. That you could believe what you're reading, and now it's like you got to read it 4 or 5 times from 4 different places and come on original.
Everyone's doing the same videos. They're riding the algorithm for the same reasons. Everyone wants the same watches. It's all fucking saturated full of shit now.
Yeah,
the gray market took over. I mean, you came in 2018, 2019, and it took over. You took it out of the hands, and I'm not saying you took it. I'm not saying it's bad, but it went from the hands of Hodinkee and these fucking watch nerds over to gray market sharks. That's what it is. I mean, number one clicks right now are shorts, and they're from Moses and Vucom and Roman. That's how people enter. More people know who those guys are than they do whoever at this point.
That's actually an excellent point, right? Because Hodinkee had it. They came out of nowhere, and they kind of they consolidated all the focus. It was just Hodinkee. Then YouTube started to bump, and then the gray market and all these different guys of that ilk, TPG and all those guys, they took the main focus. They became MTV, and now like MTV's weird now. You look and it's like it's all messed up. But you're right. That took the attention, and now we're just in
TPG was the turning point.
Yeah.
TPG was a turning point. He came in and he ripped everyone a new asshole.
Oh yeah. Watching it from the sidelines, it was like, why aren't any of you guys trying to do this? Why? Like, I remember just seeing this being like, oh my god, this is so good. This is so easy. Like, I was just like, why wasn't I doing this like in the islands? Just follow me around, But then crashed and burned it. But you're right, but he invented the style that everybody's doing now.
Yeah. Shamba Basher in the chat says hypocrisy. I remember OC queuing up all day with Tim to get moon swatches. Short memories. No, but we did. We were part of covering the launch of the moon swatch. But I'm not saying that because you bought a moon swatch, you're part of an elite watch club. That's totally different. We were celebrating people getting moon swatches, but we weren't celebrating people becoming part of an exclusive watch club. And
so here's a question. It's the OC Watch Club. What is your barrier of entry for the OC Watch Club?
Well, I don't know. It's an intangible quality.
It's just a vibe.
It's first of all,
nothing wrong with that.
It's very hard to get in because we have to know you in person.
Okay.
And sometimes we'll invite people to be part of it. And for some reason or another, they flake or they just don't fit in. I mean, we've been trying recently. Buckley knows this because he's been at some of the dinners, and we met up at the Four Seasons, and we invited 2 or 3 other people that aren't part of the group just to see if they would fit in. Some of them maybe will over time. Some of them won't, but it's a very slow, methodical process. I mean, it's mainly a group of friends first and foremost who know each other, but also have an appreciation and love for hype, luxury, timepieces that
CQ. It's like interviewing for McKinsey. It's like 9 layers.
John
deep.
D and Buckley are part of it, so they know that
there's no fucking clubs. That's the whole thing. The whole concept of these guys getting together, we're gonna create a club. It's very cunty. It's like the only clubs are from the brands. When you buy a lot of watches from the brands, they invite you to dinners, and they have a club because they're supposed to. Just like the Amex has a club, a lounge, right? Because you use American Express. Tiffany has a club. FP Journe has a club.
Also,
RM has a club.
It depends. It depends your club, because the clubs in Middle East, it's the other way around. Those brands line up and please, can we do a little event for you? Can we please make a bespoke? Come on, bro. They did that. A Vacheron just came out. That's I think it's platinum or something, Arabic dial, 5 pieces. And I'm in some of those Middle Eastern groups, and they were just like, how dare they? How dare they do us and not, you know? So they have like a whole campaign going. So like they really use that power. So while I agree with you that there are some that most of the groups are that, there are some clubs which are using that power in the right way, where let's say if you're somebody who's trying to get something, you could use the total buy-in imprint of the club to help leapfrog and get you a little something. Not a Blue Royal look, but maybe a little, you know, like that type of thing. But not all clubs have that in mind, for sure, 1000%.
All right. Let's shift gears just a little bit, because I want to bring up a watch that I may not get, but I think is really cool looking. And I want to get your take on, let's see, what did I do with it? Oh, how about this? Yeah, check this out. This is the new Oyster Perpetual 134300. This is the new 41 millimeter Oyster Perpetual, refined case, but this is also with the new matte blue dial. Now these are going in secondary. This is a picture from Moda. Shout out to Moda Watch Club. This is selling right now for $12,500. So these are trading between probably $11,500 and $13,000 in secondary, which is double retail. What do you think?
No, are you gonna pick it up? Are you gonna pick it up retail, or are you gonna pick it up? Great.
I'm just saying. What do you think about this watch being double retail? You think it's gonna insane?
I think like people will buy it, but I think if you're somebody in 2025 picking up an OP, like this is a really good looking OP, but by summertime, these SAs are gonna be like travel a little bit. I'm paying a little bit over for something. I like a watch like this. And me personally, I'll get blacklisted for trying to get a Rolex. But like, if I was just like a normal person, I'm just in my travels, I'm trying to get one of these. Let's see what happens before I pay double over. You know, I just feel like I don't feel, I'm not pushing anybody to pay a crazy premium right now. I just feel like the market's soft. Like who are we fooling right now? Look at what happened in the auction. Like these guys are gonna charge what they're gonna charge. They're gonna bump prices up because of tariff. But like, yeah, I'm not. In my opinion, you shouldn't chase anything if you don't have to.
Anybody else want to jump in?
It's a nice color blue.
I think it's going to get diluted because it's blue.
What about something like this? This is the new. I think they also have a pistachio and a lavender. Lavender doesn't come in 41, and this is the beige. This is the beige climber. The beige climber. Now this is selling for between 13 and 15. This is pistachio?
Yeah. Oh, bro, I thought my eyes were gone. Oh man, you freaked me just now. Like, geez, I need to go to optometrist.
Yeah, this is the pistachio, and this is going for a lot of money too, right?
How much?
I think over 14,000, I believe.
Wow.
No, more.
Wow.
More. Yeah.
I'm moving back to the islands, man. I'm gonna just like get OPs and stuff like that. I'm gonna change my identity. I'm gonna like put like a hair unit on, maybe like some Jerry curls or something, and become what was that name? That same name that you use, Orlando Alexander.
Orlando Alexander. Yep. Carmichael.
Yeah, Carmichael, and I'll see if I can get on the. Oh, there's the. See this, I paid 25,000 for right now. The beige climber, I need it. And look at
25,000.
Come on.
Why?
I feel the vintage vibes. I just no. I want to wear it with my vintage Porsche and my vintage driving gloves and my khaki pants. Let's go. 27.
These are around.
You would pay $27,000 for this.
I wouldn't pay $5.
You're kidding. It's a 25. These are selling for 14,000, or approximately 14 to 15,000 in secondary right now.
Yeah,
I think they're new and they're hot, and I like the way the pistachio and the beige have the black plots at the end of the indices, which is different than the blue. The blue one has white. This reminds me. It reminds me a lot of some of the other ones with the black plots. I like the black plots. Looks cool. Ryan James, $5 super chat. Thanks for the chat, fellas. Thank you, Ryan James. Appreciate the super chat.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually in the sun. This looks great. I didn't see a sunlight shot, and this actually $14,000.
Yeah, we need to be careful.
So how much are they buying it for?
20. I would do 15-20% off that price. So 11,512.
Interesting.
And that's Moda. So if it's 15 Moda, it means European. It's going to be.
Does David have any yet?
16, he's going to be at fucking 18 grand.
Yeah.
He's wild.
They sell though. They sell. Like, it seems so wild, but and people just click and buy them. I could tell you, it's not even to say people calling you drop the price. People just boop.
I can't really even see the lavender in this photo.
Yeah, it's a bad photo, and there's also a little bit of a glare on the from the crystal onto the dial too. That gives this weird effect.
How much you want for the pistachio or for the lavender?
This lavender is
17, 18.
The lavender is 15,500 on Moda. Yeah.
So
pistachio, by the way, is listed. It's 19,500.
Yeah, the 41 to 36 thing is a big premium for 41.
Yeah, it's a big premium. The lavender's not available in 41.
No.
Somebody on Chrono has 22.7 on the pistachio. I doubt they have it, but geez.
According to Time and Tide, the first pistachio sold for like 21,000 like a week ago.
I could believe it. It's unfortunate, but I can
It looks like a paint color for a kid's room. Yeah, my daughter.
CQ, yeah. I gotta argue with you here. I gotta argue with everybody. No. Since 2020, every color OP 41, the colored 41s have not only been over retail. For the most part, they've been double, triple, and unworn quadruple retail. So why are you surprised that the new colors are going to be well over retail?
Because I feel like at a certain point, when are people going to stop falling for it? I guess that's what I'm surprised.
I don't think they do, because it's 6,000. It's what is it, 6,500 retail?
Yeah, you're telling me you pay 19 grand for this? You tell me you can't find somewhere else where you're gonna buy some jewelry, you're gonna buy something, and they're gonna toss in an OP? I just can't believe it.
I don't think they're gonna toss in colored. The color OP since 2020 has been a hit. Even the green one, there are thousands and thousands green 41s, and there's still 12 grand unworn. They're still double. Fucking green is still double.
You're right.
This is here to stay. It's the cheapest Rolex, and it's also double, triple retail. They're not going to let that go. Why would they let that go?
I just, at a certain point, the levy.
CQ remembers the days of the old red grape OP that were the dogs in the lineup. You had the rhodium with the periwinkle plots, and you're like, they were hard to get rid of, and then all of a sudden,
begging
boom.
people. You know, like I guess that's what it is for real. He's like, I'm stuck in when I started pre-owned, and it's like a Hulk was $7,000, 6,500. So like an OP for you to tell me, for a straight face, like if I called somebody and they quoted me 20,000 for an OP, I think I yell at them just out of just pure reaction, and then just be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But it's like, if you're right, this is 2025, and this is the world that we're living in. But consumers, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. Cause you're paying 20 for this. They ain't buying it back anytime soon. Rolex is gonna make as many of these as they can. You know what I mean? This isn't a hard watch to make. This doesn't even have a date on it. So it's like
but you know that's not how it works. You know that's not how it works.
Yeah, I guess.
You know
you're
that.
right. You're not wrong.
As long as you have brands like RM that are double retail in the six figures, why would you be surprised that a $6,000 Rolex is going to be double retail? The shoe has to drop, and it drops on the whole industry, not just the brand, right? So
yeah, you're right. You're right, and I guess that's what.
And not only is this going to be a thing, the whole entire, I'm telling you right now, the whole dinky crowd, when they get a hold of this watch,
yeah, it's gonna.
This will be a week on the wrist. That's what the next video. They do that week on the wrist shit.
Yeah,
you're gonna do it with this watch. I'm telling you,
it was made for him. Like this watch, like I see him. I see this watch. I see glasses. I see the beard. I see it all. Like so like yes, this watch will go. This might be a $40,000 watch by anything.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I think it hangs out between 12 and 15 for the extended future.
Yeah, you're right. I think, yeah, it might
head out more because green. Everyone likes green.
Everyone likes
green.
There's something about this watch that is a lot more appealing than smooth bezel oyster bracelet Datejust, which those are like the dogs, the entry level dogs of the Datejust lineup. So if you want to get to a great Datejust, you go fluted with Jubilee, and all of a sudden you're talking over $10,000. God forbid you look at two-tone. So this at 6,600 or whatever it is just a super good bargain and pretty attractive.
This is when it pays to have your relationship established. Because like Boston Collector says, this is a gift type of watch. Like an OP is something that I don't gotta beat up too hard to get you the OP. The blue one, yes, because that was insane. But I imagine so this is when it pays to have some type of relationship, get a few whatever from a certain dealer, just to be able to be like, please just give me an OP. Let's not fight too much. Just get me one within a year and a half. And because to pay 20 for this, I would rather go to a dealer and be like, figure it out, bro. Like whatever I gotta buy, but like I'd rather give you the money and start a relationship because you can give me this as a first watch all day. It's just up to your whether you feel like I'm worthy or not. So let me know. But
you also don't know how long they're gonna do it for.
Well, yes, this is the real issue, and this is the yeah. Damn, everything I want to say, you have a good point.
Red, yellow, turquoise, 41. I'm calling it turquoise just to piss all the people off. I won't call it Tiffany. Turquoise, red, yellow was an 18-month run. That's it. So you don't know. This could be a year run. They fuck with the OPs. A lot of people don't know the 39 millimeter white dial. That was only a year.
Yep. It's a nice watch.
You don't know, right? You have no idea. This could be gone. That's what they do.
The Undertaker in the chat says, I've tried this watch on at the authorized dealer, Lovely Watch. They have they've refined the case. That's true. The new 134-300 is better. Thinner lugs, more elegant lugs, thinner bezel, bigger crown. Looks a lot better. Subtle, evolutionary, but good. Cloud Ken says beige is not a color. There's a book on it. Cloud Ken's getting spicy in the chat. He also says the pastel colors aren't better. These aren't better, according to Ken. Jump on and tell us. I think these are rarely sharp looking. That's my opinion. Will I get one? Probably not. Probably not. I still don't love the double batons, but
that's the only thing.
The only thing that bugs me.
At retail, I pick this up like every day. You know?
Yeah, it's
that's
kind of
why they're double, because no one's going to say no. Like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I turned down Celebration Dial. I just don't see myself ever wearing that. I could have flipped it, but if I were offered one of these, I might have to do it.
This is great for a beater, like a true beater, like mow your lawn stuff.
Yeah.
No, it has a polished domed bezel. It's probably not the best for that. It's just
great. You can trash this and not feel about it. Like you'd be like, hey, it's like it's so simple. There's nothing to it. The dial's super simple. There's no fluting on the bezel. It's got your pretty great sports oyster bracelet. Do anything with it.
It's good watching share like with your kids. You know, if they're a little bit older and they, you know, in high school, you want to, let them wear something, but it's yours and dad's or something like that. It's a good piece. Yeah. Nobody's gonna, rip it off their wrist, and God forbid.
All right, keep going. Any other topics? Or we're just gonna shoot the shit?
I don't know. All right, I got a question. I'm about to talk to a client about it. Should my client would you buy an AP Concept watch today?
Never. Never in a million years.
Do you have a reference number or do you have a style?
The one with white ceramic on it.
Never in a million years.
Oh, this thing's ugly.
What do they even go for?
Seen one around 135. Still some people asking for crazy numbers for him, but it's something he's always looked at. The reference number is 26580 IO. If you want, I'll drop it in the thing.
No. I mean, I'm about to pull it up. Okay. This thing is. I'm gonna be very careful how I characterize it, but there you go. This is the one, right?
Yeah.
No.
CQ. Come on, man.
On that now.
What? Come on.
Come on, man. This is fucking awful.
Why?
This was back when people really, AP did a really good job of connecting with people. And there's an era of people who remember when these were released. And if you have a certain wrist size, it can work. But my only thing, when consulting with them is once this is yours, this is yours. And it's a lot of money
because it's unsellable, absolutely unsellable.
It's just as soon as you buy it, like going back to sell it or trade it is not gonna be an easy conversation.
This is toilet paper. This is terrible.
And what's even worse is the price point. I mean, they're looking at a watch. I'm not going to say what the price point is, but they're looking at a watch at this price point, and this is their taste.
No, has everything. So somebody who's just like loves to experiment. But I should have rephrased it that somebody who has everything, has touched everything and owned everything, but also is like has a bigger wrist. So he enjoys checking out the bigger side of watches as well.
He mentioned this to you, or you were going to offer it to him?
No, he mentioned it to me. This
guy's an idiot.
This is
ugly. This is ugly. Listen, this is a $100,000 plus watch.
Yes.
Right.
No matter even the best deal that we can find, you're still going to be a good bit over 100 for it.
I mean, you got to question this person's taste.
No.
Yeah, you
do.
No, CQ. You have to say, listen. What's wrong with you?
The only reason why I have to, advise against something like this is you won't be able to move it. But if it was that's
the only reason. Are you shitting me?
Listen,
How about
love what you love, brother. You
come
love
on.
what you
No,
love.
no, no.
Love
Stop
what
with
you
this. Stop with that. Not that horse shit.
You
CQ,
love.
you're a paid advisor. You're a paid consultant.
Yes.
You
So,
the
so,
last
so
thing
as a consultant, right? All I can do is give you every single real data point.
Reason not to
No,
buy
you
this.
said
Every
the only
reason not
reason.
to buy this.
You said the only reason not to buy is that it's unsellable after they buy it. That's not
Exactly.
It's not the only reason.
What was the other reason?
Objectively, this is a ugly design.
Yeah, but
Look
the
at the.
beauty is in the eye of the
It looks like an
beholder, bro.
hourglass. Look at that. I mean, it looks like there's an hourglass with sand running through it, and when it runs out, your watch collecting journey should be over for buying this thing. Look how hideous the bezel looks with those giant hexagonal. The proportions are off.
Yeah, but Boston Collective loves it, you know.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Ugly dial bridges. This looks like an Epic X from Jacob and Co. He's absolutely correct on that. This is a disaster. Fucking hideous, says Ghost of Yiddish Gambino. That's the reason. Not that it's not sellable. Jesus. CQ, like none of this. You got to stop with this. Well, I want to be respectful of his taste. You say no. This is
he's
ugly.
He's going into something.
Send him a timestamp to this video.
No.
Chalk flew up $20 super chat. Thank you, Chalk flew up. Afternoon Colony joining late. Not one of the better AP concept designs. No, it definitely is not. Thank you, Chalk flew up. Go back and watch the live stream from the beginning. We had an amazing show today. This is AP's version of the Moonswatch. I think a Moonswatch would be better than this. You could buy three. By the way, you could buy 30,000 Moonswatches for the price of one of these. Kind of, maybe.
Somewhere
exaggerating. Somewhere around maybe 300,000. Wait, 300,000 Moonswatches for the price of one of these. Boston Collector, who's a huge fan of AP, has APs in his collection, many APs, and there's no stronger defender of AP than Boston. He says no one should buy this watch. Every brand experiments, but it doesn't mean that it's worth buying.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're too much CQ and thinking about like snatching up someone's money.
No,
you can't.
I'm not pushing him I'm not pushing him this way. I'm pushing him towards something else. But this is one of the options that he's considering.
You should be considering it.
Well, exactly. But again, if he is fully in love with this, and this is something that he's always wanted, right?
Then it's your obligation to talk him out of it. That's what it's your
only on the
not only obligation,
side,
but responsibility. Responsibility as a consultant.
Exactly. But if
your success hinges on whether or not you can persuade him to give up the far-fetched, ludicrous desire for this piece and to buy something better. That's what your entire reputation hangs in the balance. DQ. Your ability to be effective and to be an appropriate advocate and knowledgeable and effective consultant hangs in your ability to turn someone away from their crazy notions that this is a good watch to buy and to steer them in the right direction. That's what your entire role is in the community should be based on if you're successful in getting them to change their mind about this watch.
I'll take the challenge.
Take it, please. Don't be a failure. You need to
I think we've already kind of moved on to something else. But it's like
actually if you don't want to be the bad guy, just send them a link to the channel and just with a timestamp and just say, hey, listen, by the way, I know you're interested in this watch. Take a look at what the global watch community, like the most savvy, knowledgeable, high-end collectors, what they think. You know? And then Vimal says, Flamingo Blue highlighted comment from Canada. If he's in love, then call the cops for 5150 hold. That's right. He should be admitted to an insane asylum. And PG says, and by the way, CQ also cure cancer. Yeah, I mean, if you can convince, convincing this person not to buy this watch is a much easier job. But
yeah, this
all right.
is more like, it is what it is.
Guys, amazing show today. I want to thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Buckley, CQ, and John D for being on the panel. We had a great conversation, and please upload to the live stream on the way out. We'll be back with you soon on the OC channel and the Colin channels. But until then, I want to remind you to, as you know all too well,
let's do it.
Do it. Let's reach for the crown. Peace out, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. See ya. Peace.
See ya. Be good.
See ya. Thanks, John D. Thanks, Buckley. Thanks, CQ. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.
And action!